Welcome to Kilgallon's Pub, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon, like to sit back, have some drinks with people, and recreate that bar conversation we all know and love. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Kilgallon's Pub, as well as on Twitter. Follow me on all the platforms. That's at Joe Kilgallon. Got to start it off by thanking everyone for subscribing to my YouTube channel.
Blowing up, dude.
It is fucking, I'm really, really happy. Since I put effort into it, since we've been releasing this album as a special on YouTube, I'm going to introduce our great guest in just a moment, but I want to get these thank yous out of the way. We went from like 150.
Yeah.
Or I think I made a post right before we released it saying, hey, help me get to 200, which some people
You're
did.
over 1,800 now, right?
I think it's over a little over 1,500, actually.
Yeah, you've grown tenfold in like a month.
Yeah, I crossed 1,500 today, and it's been like exponential. Each week's been a little bit more than. So to get like almost, 1,300 and something followers or subscribers in under a month is pretty great.
That's really hard to do on YouTube now, too. YouTube was so much easier to get a fan base, like, even 5 years ago than it is now, just because everything's becoming so oversaturated. Sorry, I'm already interrupting.
No, it's cool.
I was just adding.
I just wanted to give you a great intro, but you were like, I'm pumped.
And I was happy for you. I don't
Thank
even
you.
know you that well, but I'm like, oh, that's cool, because it's cool when non-famous people can up things.
It's just nice where people who've not seen my stuff are seeing it, and they're like, oh, dude, you're good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what everyone wants at the end of the day, just for people to see you.
Yeah.
Right? And no matter what it is. And we'll get to all that shit. But first, I got to introduce you. I'm very excited to have you on. Chicago comedian. You've asked to be on the podcast when I've seen you like out and about. And I've always thought, yeah, you're outspoken. You're going to be fun to be on the podcast. Merrit Landsteiner, everybody. How you doing?
Hi, good. Well, don't make me.
I almost said Lannister because you said it 2 seconds ago.
Don't make me sound like a beggar. We talked once at a bar, and I was like, "Hey, I would like to be on it because you're fun to talk to."
I'll give you the. I didn't mean to make you sound like a beggar. You brought it up once at North Bar. Other people brought it up though. One or two other people, when I've gone over when I've just talked about the podcast, they're trying to think of guests for me. Your good friend Rebecca Gibson mentioned you, I believe.
Love her.
I actually asked her for a little more inside info about you. We got some embarrassing shit.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah.
Apparently,
well,
you guys all went to a Korean massage place.
At least you asked somebody who likes me instead of one of my haters.
You have some haters?
Oh yeah, I mean,
I think
sure.
if you don't have at least a couple haters, you're not an interesting person.
True.
If you're like, what are you, Jay Leno? Then everyone loves you.
Ugh.
People don't love him, but like,
I hate him.
Not everyone loves him.
I mean, people
don't
hate
even
him, but he doesn't
him.
stir the pot. Is what I mean. You gotta on occasion say something that pisses people off. He never says stuff that pisses people off. He might not say anything that's interesting.
Yeah.
But he never pisses people off.
I also used to be drunk around comedians a lot more when I was younger, and I don't remember a lot of the stuff I said, but I can imagine.
I bet when you were coming up in the comedy scene, I was in Los Angeles, so I didn't really know you.
Yeah, I know, and now I'm moving to Los Angeles.
When are you moving there?
September.
Oh, damn,
But
next month. We're gonna become best friends. And you're gonna fucking leave.
I know, like around 9/11 because.
Because you're a comedian through and through?
No, because that's just the date it's lining up, because I'm living at home for a week and a half in between for a lot of different reasons, but mostly to be by my family. But like I'm buying a car, it's cheaper there. My dad knows people can help me. I'm getting dentist, doctor, all that stuff's cheaper there. I'm getting that done.
I know a lot of comedians when they move, they go back to their hometown.
There's a big family party that's happening before I move. I just need to like see my family. I'm actually a comedian who loves their family and loves being around them.
Me too.
So moving out there is like a really big deal, but I want to do it, so I'm doing it.
You've already made one move though, because you grew up in Minnesota.
Yeah, but I'm a 7-hour drive away, so I've gone home several times. A lot different when I have to pay for a fucking plane ticket.
That is very true. But I've always thought when I moved from Chicago to LA, the move there was particularly hard. I remember when I hit the Iowa border thinking I could turn right back around. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
So if I had this U-Haul hitch behind me, it's because I never moved anywhere before.
Right, I already had started over. Yeah, I know.
So you'll figure it out.
Oh, and I'm way more like with it now than I was when I moved here. Oh my gosh.
Well, this podcast will determine if that's true or not.
Okay.
We're gonna figure some shit out.
I mean, I'm more fucked up, but I'm also a little bit more street savvy. I mean, I grew up on a farm, so I was a little naive.
See?
But I moved to Minneapolis, so farm to Minneapolis was the hardest move.
What kind of farm?
Corn and soybeans, and a little bit of wheat, and then they take care of hogs. And then my dad has sheep for hobby. So yeah, I guess there's a lot going on.
How do you have sheep for a hobby?
Okay,
So, like,
so no, it's like it's not hobby. Okay, he basically breaks even, is what I'm saying. It's not like he makes a lot of money. It's just like a tradition thing.
Oh, okay.
And I think he kind of just has fun with it. Our border collie loves it. I don't know.
So I'll just say I got a little bio on you. I knew Minnesota farm, but the one I was most excited about is you're a huge Larry David fan.
Yes.
I am also a gigantic Larry David fan.
Yeah, he's part of the reason I moved here and started doing comedy. I didn't break my foot. I got foot surgery, and I just like binged Curb, and I had watched it before that, and I grew up loving Seinfeld.
Naturally.
But I think I just like related to him so much as a person.
Really? So you're like a younger female Larry David?
If he was like a young female, so obviously we're like way different, but like we think very similar. And I just had never felt that way about anyone before.
People love him because he's just so authentic. But he jokes saying that I wish I was more like the version of me on TV.
A lot of my good friends say that too, and I wish I was like that all the time. But you have to turn it off. I mean, I have to make money. I work in an office, so obviously I'm like way different there than how I really am. But yeah, I love him so much.
I have some Larry David tendencies myself.
I named my dog after him.
Is your dog Larry David?
Yeah, and it's a girl dog. I just call her LD.
No, he's amazing to me.
Yeah.
What I love about a guy like Larry David, and Seinfeld, obviously Curb, those are two mega hits.
Yes.
I'm always fascinated by the people who could do it twice.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus with all of her awards, and I love Veep. Did you watch Veep?
I haven't seen the last season yet, but I'm a big Veep fan.
You have to watch. The
I'm gonna
last
catch up
season
to
is
it.
the best season, which I never say. I don't know if it really is, but it's just because they had to ramp up so much more. And I love offensive dark humor, so it gets crazier and crazier. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on a Veep. I was a bit. Look, Julia Dreyfus is amazing. What's amazing about her is she never even got into this. She would be a billionaire.
She's my idol.
Her family's rich as fuck.
She's one of my idols too. Yeah, I love her. I'm obsessed with her.
She's like, I know you're not supposed to talk about women's looks when they get older, but she's hotter at the age of 50-something than she ever was in her 20s and
Really?
30s.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's killing it.
I think she's really, really attractive. Like more
I
attractive
mean,
now
I've
than...
always thought she was, but I don't think she's hotter. But I also don't think of her the
yeah,
same way you
don't.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
So, I mean, I don't know. Back to the Larry David thing, though. I've always, the people who could do it twice or multiple platforms. That's why I always
Yeah.
thought Dave Grohl was really cool. Nirvana and Foo Fighters. Like, because I mean,
Yeah.
look, it's hard to do it once. Don't get me wrong. It's really hard. It's
Yeah.
almost impossible.
Yeah.
So to do it twice,
Yeah.
and in a way in which Larry David, both shows were so influential in a way. But I've thought about the Seinfeld influence. There was some shows trying to do that for a while, but no one's really truly recaptured it.
Yeah, well, you can't at this point because it was a thing of it. So now our attention span and the way media's changed and the way Seinfeld changed things, it would never work now because we're all like, I had like 100 tabs open today. I think sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm off. I haven't been on meds. I'm like, am I bipolar? But I never like passed. But I'm feeling like manic right now, and I think I'm just
You're
like
talking fast as hell.
I've always been this way though. People thought I was on coke all throughout college. I never did it. That's why I need to smoke more weed. I need to calm the fuck down. But
Yeah,
like,
you're vaping some weed right now,
I could
right?
just get really into stuff. So right now I'm really into learning about media companies, and I'm also just a little bit more into conspiracy theories than I used to be too.
Did you watch The Great Hack on Netflix?
No, bro.
Watch The Great Hack.
Is
on
it
Netflix.
good?
It's
What's it
media
centered
companies.
around?
It's-
Okay,
So the
thank
2015
you.
election.
I'm gonna write it down actually.
2015 election. You know how everyone got
You
like
mean the
swayed by fake news.
2016 election?
Well, like in 2015 when it started,
Oh, okay.
like when the primaries and all that shit. When
yeah,
they were
I
like
know.
trying to
I'm
ramp
giving
up
you shit.
the like support for the Republican Party. All of these like fake news articles start coming out, and it's all from one source. And that's what that show is about. It's about that one company that fed everyone in America misinformation.
The
Oh,
Russian
the Russian company?
It's not a Russian company. It's a British company.
Oh, those
It does
slimy
Does
bastards.
Murdoch
No, I'm
have
kidding, British
something to
listeners.
do
I love
with
you.
it?
No.
Oh.
It is entirely independent of anyone you've ever heard of. It's so under the radar. Which, by the way, you should watch The Family also if you're into conspiracy theories.
I've
being
seen that
invisible.
one.
I'm
whenever I
not,
log
but
into Netflix.
James, I'm willing to go more down the road.
The Family and The Great Hack.
I've changed so much in the past couple years. I'm like getting more and more like a fucking weirdo.
I go on a kick with that. I'll have a wave where I'm like really into it and I'm diving deep into all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other 10 months of the year I could give a shit. Like everything going on with
You have-
Epstein right now, I'm just like, yeah, he was murdered.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he was
But I
definitely
don't
killed.
Some
care enough
people
to
think
dig into
he's
it.
still alive.
Yeah, there's that theory
He might
too.
be on
Who
his
knows?
island,
He might be.
you know?
No, he wouldn't be on his island. They think he's in witness protection in Germany. I know too much about it, but I also don't know nearly as much as some people. But I know more than all my friends.
Let's hear the theory about witness protection.
Oh, I don't know why Germany. They just think he might be in witness protection because he is he's like giving info to CIA or whatever.
Yeah.
Because obviously he knows a
Well,
lot.
I figured the powers that be, the Clintons, the Trumps, are getting him off because it's like this guy's going to reveal all the billionaires' secrets about how we're all
I
creeps.
was with her even just a few years ago. Now I'm like, No, I'm
With
I'm
her,
like
with Hillary? Is that what you
yeah,
meant?
and
Okay.
now I think the Clinton kill list. I'm like easily. I'm pretty much think it's real. So yeah, I've changed a lot.
All those powerful families definitely have some crazy shit going on with them in a weird way, right? Like the Kennedys have had people killed. Definitely they
Oh
have,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
The Bushes,
Dude,
without
once
a
you
doubt,
get
the
money
Bushes
and
have.
ultimate power, you can do anything.
And I love that. All I did the whole Jeffrey Epstein, like the day after, he was found dead via suicide in his prison cell. I posted a picture of Donald Trump, Melania, and Hillary and Bill.
Yeah.
I gave no caption.
Yeah.
I didn't give my opinion on anything. I just shared the picture.
Yep.
And people kind of take it their own
Wait,
way.
can you say picture again?
Did I say picture or picture? The picture.
It was a little. Yeah.
Was it Chicago-y or did I
Yeah,
just say it
yeah.
wrong?
No, it's Chicago-y.
I don't feel like I have that strong of a
like it.
Chicago accent,
No,
but on
it's
certain
not
words
that
it'll
strong.
come out.
I actually love blue collar accents, so I love Chicago accent. I love a lot of people think I'm weird for this Boston accent.
Yeah, wicked hardcore.
Yeah,
You like
wicked
that?
smart. Yeah, I'm into it.
That movie Ted nailed it with the dirty talk though, where the Boston accent is just not sexy.
Ted. Oh, Ted.
The movie Ted with the teddy bear.
Yeah. Well,
Mark Wahlberg.
is
Harder,
is
fuck
the
me
Family
harder.
Is he
Seth
from
MacFarlane.
Boston?
Yeah, he's New England
Seth
somewhere. I think
Yeah.
he might be Boston. Probably, who knows?
Yeah, Mark
Seth MacFarlane
Wahlberg's
right up there with
crazy.
Larry David. Multiple stuff. You're talking about president stuff though. I joked. I actually I tried to be a blogger for like a minute, in like 20.
What?
I wrote like 3 blogs on my website. Just
Really?
on JoeKilgallon.com. They're still down there if you just scroll all the way to the bottom. I did like 3. I did one about Miss America because it was like an Indian Miss America and people were like offended by that. And I was like, dude,
See,
she's
if
hot.
I know if I would do that stuff, yeah, people get offended. Also, the thing about blogs is people can screen cap and like a podcast, they have to actually listen.
Sure.
And it's harder to do a screen grab of audio than it is obviously just like a photo of words. So
One of the first 3 blogs, well, the Miss America one, the other one was about how Larry David should run for president. I'll get to that in a second. You'll agree with my points. Can you look him up actually? Can
he
you go to my
never
website
would
and scroll all
want
the way
to
down?
though, and that's one of the reasons we love him is because he doesn't care about he doesn't need all that power.
No, he doesn't for sure. He's going to be a billionaire eventually. He's close to it, and so he'll be one of the good billionaires. People always say to become a billionaire you have to exploit people, but if you become a billionaire that way, who the fuck did
His
he
daughter has a Amazon deal. She's making a show for them.
exploit? Is she?
Yeah.
Well, she was dating Pete Davidson for a while.
Yeah.
He went from her to Ariana Grande
yeah.
to Kate Beckinsale or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I already forgot about that. It's crazy how fast the media. I mean, I didn't forget, but I forgot about it until you brought it up. It's like crazy how fast the media
That's the
moves
Miss America
these days.
one. It moves so fast. The other one was called Shared Stupidity, and I was talking about how people were. That's about the Pope. That's the one. Shared Stupidity. I wrote that in 2013. Dude, James, I wrote this shit October 2013. It's all about fake news.
Oh shit!
I'm not kidding.
Shows
I
on
was
the
way
pulse.
ahead of this shit. I first shared, dude. Facebook Memories showed me in 2009. I shared a post from Bernie Sanders
you one of those
saying
people-
he should run for president one day, but he
Wait,
won't.
what?
In 2009.
How'd you even know who Bernie Sanders
He
was?
used to go on He used to go on Real Time with Bill Maher a lot,
Oh.
and Tom Hartman has this guy. Tom Hartman had a radio show I used to like. I caught.
Okay. Do you think you
randomly.
were even more into that stuff before you had kids, and now you've slowed down because you have so much responsibility?
I was way more. I used to like my first album has a good 10 minutes of like political stuff on it,
Yeah.
and I'm way I could get. I care a little bit, but I'm just way less
Yeah.
as hardcore.
I
as
don't.
one
I
way or the
still
other.
don't really care that much. I just like reading about things that are interesting to me, and usually it's within media and entertainment or
Yeah.
like scandal, which is obviously common if you're into comedy. But
Is the Larry David one there? I missed it.
Hold on, I gotta go back and find it.
Sorry, man.
No, you're good.
I just want to see because I thought I had like labeled it out. Oh, that was what I wrote for the Whiskey Journal.
Marriage, Chicago Tribune, podcast.
is the Whiskey
No.
Journal
Yeah,
still a thing?
No, here it is.
Larry David.
Yeah, click on the
Birth
article
to
because I think I have a top 10
America.
reasons why he should run for president. Let's hear these real quick, and then
All right.
I want to talk media with you because Viacom and CBS made a big deal. All right, number 1, started from the bottom, now he's here. Larry is rich as fuck. Republicans will love that. Democrats will love it too because he's self-made. Democrats like the self-made ones. He didn't grow up a rich kid. Larry's middle-class kid from Brooklyn all the way, blah, blah, blah. He's a job creator as an executive producer on hits like Seinfeld and Curb. Larry's responsible for creating countless jobs from set construction to craft services. He's employed a lot of people.
Eric Andre gave
both
him
sides.
coffee.
There you go. He's a friend to all races. I just showed a picture of him and Leon shaking hands. Leon, one of the best characters in television history, by the way, doesn't hesitate to call
Yes,
someone an
definitely.
asshole. You hear that, Putin? Is it Putin? Actually served his country. People forget this. Larry David served in the military.
What?
Yep.
He was hot. His military photo, he can get it. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I'll
Bring
find-
that up, James,
I'll
for
have
your
to-
viewers.
They can't.
I'll have to
I
look
said his
that up.
opponents will hesitate trying to call him a soft Hollywood type because not a single candidate has served. Meaning at the time, not one Republican candidate in 2016 had served. Larry wasn't drafted; he enlisted. How do you like that shit, Trumpy? He could detect a liar. I have a picture of him doing that. Seeing, oh, you lying? That look he does. He cares about the
Parkinson's
planet.
asshole.
Him and his ex-wife were major contributors to the NRDC, and he's not annoying
His
like some
ex-wife
people.
seems
Al Gore.
really boring and annoying to me. Anyways.
Michelle Hines played her well. He's incredibly honest. We all know he's very honest. He supports gay rights. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Classic Seinfeld line. He's a curious mind and is an astute observer of the human condition. He may not be perfect, but when it comes to presidential qualifications, he's pretty good. That's why I stopped writing blogs. I was too hacky at the end of them.
Yeah.
It was too cheesy. That was a very cheesy way to close it out, but it's pretty good overall. Anyway, I think that's a solid 10 reasons why Larry David should have ran for president back then.
Yeah, I'm really glad he didn't. It would have ruined him. He would have he would have lost it.
I mean, I think it would have been better than what we got now. It would have been better than both Hillary and Trump. Is that Larry David when he was? No, that's John McCain.
That's not him. Why are you doing? No, go back.
I
Just
think
type
he's
in
just-
Larry David Young.
They might not have his military
No, I
pictures,
know
though.
they
You seen
have.
it?
No, that's fake.
It's definitely not him.
Go back. Type in Larry David Young.
All
I
right,
guarantee
I'm
it'll
not
come
going to
up.
spend too much time on this since it's we can't show the viewers the picture anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't see what
that
we're
one
looking
right
at.
there, right there. That one.
With the big
right
curly
there.
hair?
No,
That was
go
him when he was
back.
young,
Right
though.
there, that's him.
No, it's not.
That's
Yes,
not
it is.
fucking
That's-
Larry
yes,
David.
it
You're out of your
is.
mind. How did he
It
go?
is.
Did he straighten his hair out? That
No,
guy has
he was
straight
just
hair.
way younger. In all these pictures, he's in his 30s. And
He
that
was
one,
born
he was
in
like,
his 30s, Larry David. He was never young.
No, that is him. I know it's him. Trust me. I know.
All right.
I
Do you
know.
find Larry David attractive?
Yeah. Even
Are you attracted to
I'm
his mind,
so
though?
attracted to him as a person.
There you
that,
go. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not a bad looking guy.
Not now.
That's
Now
that
he's
one,
like
Lawrence
too
G. David.
old.
That's him. That's the picture I saw. Lawrence G. David right there.
Yeah. I'm yeah, even the first couple seasons of Curb though, I was like, I mean,
His hair wasn't fully white yet.
It's not even that. It's just he was young. He just has he's always had the old man hair and glasses, but
He's about 6 feet tall though. He's taller than people realize.
yeah. Yeah, no, I am.
I have a couple friends who've gotten pictures with him.
definitely-
They saw him walking around L.A.
Oh,
So,
nice.
you ain't gonna stalk him when you get out there?
Maybe.
Maybe. Did you guys see that Instagram is gonna maybe take away the like button or
Yeah,
something?
I brought that up. I think that's
yeah,
a great
that was one of the things you
idea.
mentioned.
I think that's a great idea. You don't think so?
What's
no.
the point of Instagram?
You can
I don't
still
get it then.
Can you? You can still like people's things.
Yeah,
you
break it
can't
down. I didn't read
see
the article.
how many likes people get. So you can still see all your personal stuff, and you can't see how many followers people have. And I actually like that a lot because I think social media is fucking us up because we're all basing how we feel on ourselves by how many likes we get, or you're people are deleting things right away. And I think that would be cool. Because then it's just you follow someone for their content and you don't feel oh, they don't have enough followers. I don't know.
I've never
think
felt
it's a good
that way
idea.
though. I've never come across someone's page and thought, well, they only have 12 followers. Why would I follow? If I like it, I'll follow. You know?
Not even that, but just maybe. I think I don't know.
It's not a bad idea.
I get anxiety about that stuff. I know a lot of people do.
No, for sure.
And it's also to help with young people because it's we all got this stuff when we were adults. These kids are
They were
10
born into
years
it.
old, and it's really, really fucking up young people. So I actually think it's a really great idea, and I hope it happens.
I definitely think there's some measures that can be taken. That one, I don't. I mean, I'm for anything. What really they need to do is stop fucking the algorithm up. Facebook is number. Instagram to me isn't that bad, but Instagram's owned by Facebook.
No,
but
Instagram's getting bad now too. I miss Instagram back when it was in the whoever posted in the order of time. Now it's
Oh,
all
yeah, it was
it's a
chronological.
logarithm now. No, it's not chronological anymore. And they're getting more
But
and more
Facebook
ads.
will purposely show you shit to make you engage, even if it angers you.
Yeah.
You know, you and I have gone about this. This has been one of the
Watch
probably
the great hack.
This has
That's part
been
of it.
This has been an unintentional theme of the podcast is us railing against social media
Do you
every
guys
couple
watch
weeks.
Succession?
No, I don't watch that show.
Someone else just mentioned
People
how
You
brought
should
it up
watch
too.
it. You'd love it. You'd love it. I know you would.
I'm gonna start watching it now.
It's on HBO. Season 2's on right now. The last episode that was on last night's one of the best hours I've ever watched of television. I fucking loved it.
I've heard it's great.
Kieran Culkin, Macaulay's younger brother, is so funny in it. So it
He plays
it's
a douchebag,
produced,
right?
It's produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. It comes off as a drama, but it's actually a dark comedy. And it's basically kind of like the Murdoch family.
All the ads I've
and
ever
they
seen
own a
for
conglomerate.
it make it look like a hardcore drama.
Yeah, it's not. It's a dark comedy. If you Google it, like
Really?
that's its category. Yeah.
I'm down.
Does this
for
have anything
that.
to do with Instagram? I was talking about Instagram. Was it not? I felt like we were like just
Being
about to get
angry
into
old men
Instagram. And you're
over
like,
here.
hey, what happened to Succession?
Because Succession is about a media company, so
I see. Okay.
in the last night's episode, they just cut a company. It's kind of represents like a BuzzFeed type company.
I see.
I don't want to
A
ruin the show,
clickbait
but
type.
yeah, and it's just a really
It's
the acting in it is so.
No,
good.
I know it's a pretty kick-ass cast. I've heard great things. I definitely have to check it out.
Well, it's a lot of people who weren't even like that famous.
I'll
but-
wait and I'll do what I do with Game of Thrones. I'll wait until there's about 7 seasons of the show out,
No, don't.
and then I'll binge it all before the finale.
No, don't. No, watch it now.
I got so many things to watch.
You gotta watch The Boys first.
No,
I watched The Boys. I watched The Boys. I've seen all 8 episodes. I loved it.
What do you think?
It's great.
I'm not into
It's like Game of
superhero
Thrones.
stuff.
Yeah, it's different though.
It
Like,
is. Trust me. Dude.
The Boys on Amazon Prime. Everyone definitely watch it. Like Game of Thrones though, there was episodes where it kind of fucks you up. Right?
Game
There's
of
a few
Thrones
episodes where you're
Episode
just like,
4 is the hardest episode
There's-
of any
there's
television show
ju-
I've had to watch, dude.
remind me of that one again without giving away.
With the airplane. And
Oh
the,
yeah, dude,
and
that
the
was
dolphin.
All right, I'll-
fucked up, man.
Is this
oh my god, the
Amazon?
dolphin one
Yeah,
hurt me
I'll
the
check it out.
most.
Yeah, it killed.
Dude,
me.
his whole character, the
You guys-
character
you guys
arc of that guy.
stop.
He gets
And I
it,
just
though.
finished watching Gossip Girl.
Wait,
So-
you watched all of Gossip Girl?
What
You
do you mean,
watched?
wait.
Shut the fuck up! You watched all of Gossip Girl?
Yeah.
In 2019.
Yeah.
And you won't.
I'd
I'm
watched the
sorry,
first 3
I
seasons
just
when they'd come
lost
out.
So much respect.
Why, have you
I
seen
read-
Gossip Girl?
No, but I read the books in middle school. I know the fucking gist.
What's wrong with
It's
Gossip
a great
Girl?
show.
But it's fine.
XOXO.
But Succession is so
right,
much
baby.
better.
We're not comparing them. I'm just letting you know what I've watched and what I haven't watched.
I watched all of Gossip Girl with my first.
Okay,
fiance.
who
Did
are
Yeah.
you
Nice,
people?
Man. Really
what?
good show.
It's good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe,
honestly,
you know,
Intrigue, mystery.
Intrigue, mystery. You never know what's going to
Come on,
happen.
man.
Yeah, man.
Really?
Sexy.
I mean,
Very
I
sexy.
like.
Very sexy.
You know, it's weird. No one on the Upper East Side of New York gets carded for alcohol.
I know.
What the fuck, right?
Because they're
so
rich
weird.
and rich people don't care.
They just, I don't know. If I meet a 17-year-old, I'm gonna be like, buy an expensive coat and go to the Upper East Side of New York.
I went in the Upper
They'll
East.
sell you drinks.
I went in the Upper East Side in this fancy hotel when I was visiting, and I just like sat in the lobby and I don't know, I just like hung out. I
But
don't.
they could smell Farm Girl. Sorry. Sorry.
No, they could smell tourists because I looked tired probably,
You were
and
in
like I
Minnesota
was
Twins hat?
wearing. No, I don't care about sports. I would never wear that.
Why don't you?
I like the logo. I like the M because it looks like.
It's a cool M.
I like the old logo, but yeah. No, I just because I don't want
The
to. I don't
TC
want
for
to
Twin
wear
Cities?
something and then people start talking to me about twins and I don't fucking know anything because all my family's in
What
sports
shirt you
and
wearing
I'm
right
not.
now?
This is just
Worldwide.
It's just a. It's
Is it a
just
band?
I don't. It's fake. I think. I don't know what it is. I just really liked the design.
My point is, anything you wear, people could talk to you about it potentially. But sports is so popular. If you're wearing like a
Exact-
Yankee hat, it'd be like,
Yeah,
they won today.
I don't like being a poser, and I would feel like a poser wearing that. I mean, I would if I was like going to a game, but not on a regular basis. I don't know enough.
So that's the
about
reason
it.
you don't like sports?
No. I'm just
don't
never.
care. I
I've
don't-
never been that into sports. I've always been into like comedy or media movie stuff. I only have so much knowledge I can take in.
That's
and,
fair.
yeah.
I don't care. Like, you don't like sports really. I know you kind of do a little bit.
I
But
love hockey. What are you talking
yeah, I know you're a huge Blackhawks fan. As I said that, I knew I was wrong.
He looks like he was gonna cry.
It's been a
I
while.
am,
Hockey
dude.
season. It's been a while since hockey season. I know you're a big hockey
Yeah.
fan. Sorry. It's just you meet people, and I'm always curious what their reason for not liking sports is. And I don't care. I'm not trying to convince.
It
There's
just
enough sports fans.
Genuinely
I would like a lot
doesn't
less.
interest me as much. I like a good storyline. I'm really into
Oh my God, you like
character-driven things.
real quick
Watch
throw.
wrestling.
Watch sports. Sports has the best storylines.
No, and also there's no
It's the
female
best-
characters in sports.
Yes, there are. They're
Watch
just the women's
wrestling.
soccer
I don't
team.
want to
It was
watch
like the story of
wrestling.
the
I'm
year.
sorry, I don't care.
The story
I
of the
don't
year was women's
care.
soccer team.
Chicago comics
Doesn't she sound
are
like a little
so
sister?
obsessed
I'm not
with
going to watch what you
wrestling.
want me to watch, Dad. I feel like that's coming next out of you. I'm just giving
My
you
whole
shit.
family's into sports. My mom screams
That's-
at the
that's
TV
why I don't
growing
like
up
sports.
watching Vikings. I mean, my sisters are both into it. I just don't
How many
care.
sisters do you have?
2 younger sisters.
Cool. Do you have any brothers?
I have cousins who are like brothers to me, but I don't have any technical brothers.
Gotcha. I'm just curious.
Our families like live
Trying to
right
paint the
by.
picture.
Our families grew up right by each other, so it's kind of like one big family.
Minnesota seems
And
the whole
we're
state's like a
we're
big
related
family.
on both sides of the family, so we have all the same relatives. It's like really weird.
Sounds a little
We
bit
don't need to get it.
incestuous.
It's it's a
not,
joke
I know,
I
I know.
have. It's not, but it's I'm very like small town person.
I'm related to O'Briens on both sides of like a family, but there's no connection because it's like a million O'Briens in the world. You know what I mean?
The cool thing about my family, though, is even though I was raised Catholic, is they were liberal, so at least I don't have to like go home and fight them about politics.
Like 60% of Catholics identify as liberal. It's more than people realize.
Yeah, but also people just hear farm and they're like, "Oh, your
That's true.
family loves Trump and they wear overalls and they're hicks," and I'm like, "No, my family's actually like really well informed."
Isn't that annoying about society now, where people get late? That's where, like, as much as I'm on the left with a lot of things, I can't stand the left for doing shit.
No,
like
the
that.
far left is
The far
so
left's
annoying. I
brutal
hate
right now.
them.
Yeah, they're
No.
really obnoxious.
Yeah, I can't stand them. Well, I'm not friends with a lot of females because I find out they get so easily offended, and then it's just over for us because I can't be myself around them.
I thought I saw a picture of you and like 5 female comedians at the
I'm
beach
friends
recently.
with a lot of female comics. I'm not friends with a lot of female comics because, especially ones who tend to do improv as well, the improv community gets offended very fucking easily. And I
Okay.
used to do improv. Trust me, I know. I was considered dark and edgy in the improv world, and like in the stand-up world, I'm like not that dark and edgy, if you ask me. So yeah, I don't know.
Dark and edgy is cool
Let's
in
just
our
put it
world.
this-
Improv's all sunshine and rainbows, or at least they try to portray that.
let's just-
Improv's fake. Stand up is real.
I'll stand by that, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I love riffing.
Not to shit on my
but yeah.
improv. I started doing improv before stand-up.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Improv's just one of those things where it's like stand-up is better.
Well-
But when you see people who are great at improv, you're like, yeah, good on you. You know?
Isn't improv like it's a good stepping stone to learn how to be on stage? And
Yeah.
Stage presence.
that's it.
It was
And
perfect
then
for
you
my
just
stage
go
presence.
be a
and
stand-up.
you are, I would argue, you're more comfortable riffing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a
'Cause
little
it's all-
quicker on
it's
your
top of your
feet.
It's
head.
good practice for real comedy.
And then you
stand-up
realize how
comedy.
dumb people are that you work
improv,
with.
I'm going to put
Yeah.
it this way. I've watched a lot of improv because I've been on a lot of variety shows. And 99% of the improv I've watched is bad. And I don't enjoy watching bad improv and bad stand-up. I still kind of enjoy it because I like the squeamish awkwardness of it. It's like Curb
It's
and like
sometimes fun to watch a good
it's like,
bomb.
and it's like The Office. Like it's like I'm attracted to that. Like people, I remember growing up, people were like, "I can't watch that. It makes me feel awkward." I'm like, "Oh, then no, I love that. I lean in."
Nice. So you
I
don't get
love
nervous for other
awkward
people?
moments.
I like a good awkward moment.
I don't get. I just. I don't know. I love that.
I always heard
stuff.
people like, "Oh, I'd be so nervous for you if I went to your show." Like when I was starting out, people were like, "Ooh, I don't know. What, you know, I might give you pity laughs if it's not good." I'm like, first of all, it's going to be awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't back then. Who knows though? But yeah, I don't know. I
back then.
told you it's been 12 years. You've been saying for 12 years. Didn't you ask me that before the show?
I
Or
know.
someone
I
else
was
did?
zinging you.
Oh, I
was
got you.
Teasing
It
you.
feels. You know what's weird? I've been thinking about time a lot lately, and how.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. High school feels like an eternity ago.
How old are you?
34. High school feels like forever ago, right?
It was. It's
But
like half our lives. ago.
2017 also feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot's happened.
No, I mean, in high school it doesn't feel like forever ago. I meant to say high school feels like it was a blink. Like I blinked and all of a sudden I missed it. Like
Sure.
I've been doing stand for 12 years. I can't really remember the first 6 that well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's like a highlight reel in my
Yeah,
brain.
well,
in
we've
which I
all
remember,
gotten
but
into other things. Some people, high school was their glory days, so
I liked high
they're-
school.
Talk about it all the
High
time.
school's
Yeah,
fun.
but for some people, that's like they hang out with all their high school friends all the time still, and they just talk about their memories all the time. So I think it's all about perspective, I guess. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. What I've noticed about people who hated high school, the people like really hated it, they later recreate it in their adult life.
Oh yeah, so
With
I
their clickiness and with their like that they focus on drama that it's like this is high school shit. Why are you doing this?
I guess.
I've noticed that.
I hated high school. I don't do that shit.
you
I might be a well-adjusted person.
Dude,
when I
you're
first
very well adjusted,
started,
but you love a good Facebook
loved-
scrape.
I do.
Yeah, when I first started,
That's high
I don't
school
know
shit.
I don't see it anymore, but you were like all over Facebook
Oh,
drama.
I was a stupid idiot.
Yeah. So don't say you don't like drama.
I don't.
I liked high school, but I'm not friends with anyone really anymore. Not close with them anymore because I've gotten a lot weirder than my friends.
I could see that.
And I'm also I don't live by my
It's an
friends.
understatement.
I mean, I was friends with like the good kids and like the kids who got good
Were you a good
grades.
student?
Yeah, I'm scared of my parents,
I
so
was not
I
a
was
good
like
student.
a really good student. And I had parents that you would probably be a good student.
maybe.
It's
I was,
also here's the thing,
I was
city
a class clown.
city or suburb kids, they're always like, yeah, I would just do whatever I wanted. Okay, if I did whatever I wanted, guess what? Car keys get taken away, and then what? I'm gonna walk 7 miles to a town of 600 people. Like, no, like
Farm girl problems.
you need to keep your independence. You got to keep your parents happy to have that independence. So it was really like ground into me to please them.
So did you like a strict curfew and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was always late, and I'd drive like 100 miles per hour home.
Ooh, were you allowed to date boys?
I had the same boyfriend all throughout high school and college. I was one of those people.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened there? If you
I
don't mind
was
me asking.
fucking years before I was masturbating. I like looked back. I'm like, that's so weird. My progression was so opposite of most people.
You were fucking before you were masturbating.
Yeah.
That is kind of a cool reversal of things in a weird way.
So weird.
So, all right, kind of personal question, only because I've never heard
I don't
anyone
give a
talk
shit.
about that. All right, so you and your high school boyfriend were banging and stuff like
Oh,
that.
right. So
when did you start masturbating? Then?
not
After you
till-
broke up?
Yeah, we did a 2-month break, and then I bought my first vibrator. I think I was like 19, and then that's when I started masturbating.
I like I was only 2 months, but you're like, I can't take this. I need
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I was having sex all the time, so I was coming
Yeah, you
way
can't
more in
stop
high school
cold
than I
turkey.
am now.
You can't stop cold
Dude,
turkey.
I was having way more sex in high school and college than
You're
I
having-
am now.
you're having steady
'cause I was in a
orgasms?
relationship.
You're having steady orgasms in high school, and you broke up with this guy? Or did he break up with you? Sorry.
He broke up with
Oh,
me.
damn, my bad. Women don't break up with dudes who are giving them steady orgasms in high school.
And in college, but no, it's really good because like
Well, by college, guys
I
figure it
was-
out.
I mean, to be honest, like
Do they?
it never would have. I would have been so depressed, like not exploring dating other people. I never would have done comedy. I never would have moved here. I'd be living in Minnesota. I'd be fucking
Housewife.
so bored. No, he actually he lives in California. He lives in the OC. He's doing his residency there. He's becoming a doctor. So he's like really smart. So I did him for he's
Don't
like
call it the OC, by the way.
Yeah, please don't.
whatever. I love
He's
that
from there,
show.
that's why.
Yeah.
You're from there?
Yeah.
Do you?
at
I
that
love
tan.
Seth Cohen. I had a huge crush on him in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
But you said like you didn't go to high school with him, though.
I
You
know,
Seth
but
Cohen.
I know he knows what it is, and he looks
Yeah.
so annoyed.
Well, what is Seth Cohen? Is he an
It's
actor?
a character. It's a
On
character
the
in a
OC?
TV show. It's a fictional character.
On the OC?
Yes.
I remember watching a little bit of the OC.
Anyways, he lives
Is
down
that the
there
guy
with.
Brody played or Brody played? That actor Adam Brody? Didn't he play
Yeah,
someone?
yeah, Adam Brody.
That's okay.
We're still good friends. I'm friends with his fiance, and
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, we're gonna
guess.
meet up and hang out. Yeah, we're all friends. It's cool. Yeah,
Threesome on the table?
absolutely not. No,
I'm just
gross.
having some fun with you. Sorry.
I'm not even attracted to him anymore, like in that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he get uglier? Is he fat now?
He was never conventionally attractive. Both of my exes are not conventionally attractive.
He knows how to
people.
work in bed, though. Good on him, huh?
Yeah, right? I mean, and I'm sure he's gotten better. I mean, we were like kids, so we were
Yeah.
like, but it helps when you're in love and like losing and like the progression. Like we were in love, so it was like, and it was like real love, not like high school fake stuff. So I don't know. It all helps.
I remember hearing a female comedian. What is her name? I want to give her a shout out for because it was like a funny. I don't think she made up the phrase, but she turned it into a joke where she was saying, because they're talking about like it helps to be in love to have great sex, you know? And she was like, yeah, there's a nerve ending in your vagina that connects to your heart, something like that. I remember going, damn, that's a good line. I don't remember who said that though. Oh, well.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh,
Well,
I still use that vibrator. I think I've Pavlov dogged my
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
So you've
I've
had
ha-
that for a good.
8 years, and I only
What
use
brand
that.
is that? Let's get them to sponsor the podcast.
It's the
We could have you do a
funniest
plug for
name.
them.
It's called Pico Boo. It was only like $50. It's a cheap one.
Wait, whoa. Real quick, I just realized. I have no idea how much vibrators cost. $50 is cheap?
They can range anywhere from like $15 to like $500
Oh my
or
God.
$1,000. Yeah,
That's some Upper East Side
it's a
vibrator right there.
huge. I mean, it's
$500
like
It's a Gossip Girl
clothes, you
vibrator.
know. It's like obviously more brands are more expensive in technology or whatever.
This is why women have it harder. My hand is
Well,
free,
here's the
damn
thi-
it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Joe. I bought one that was fancier after I got out of my second relationship in my 20s because I had more money, and I bought one that was like over $100, and I never use it. I still have it. I never use it. I wasn't into it.
I
and
get
I
that.
still
You know,
use my cheap, shitty one. I do want to try something else eventually too, but I'm also like,
Well, you got
I don't
brand
know.
loyalty to the original one. I had that. You know, I had a baseball glove that was broken in real well. I got a new
You
glove, and I
fucked a
never switched to
baseball
the new
glove?
glove.
holy shit.
I don't fuck a baseball glove.
Yeah, you did. You
gotta
like
break
that
it in
smooth
somehow, baby.
leather on your dick.
Actually, that would be really rough on your dick to masturbate into, or
Can I say
to
something?
dry hump into a
I
baseball
have
glove.
experience with a blister on the dick, dry masturbator. That's a thing.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, what? You've experienced a dude who had a blister
They
on his
have
dick?
not like blisters, but like dry skin patches. Yeah.
That happens in the summer, though. You think it was because he was jerking off with a dry hand? No, I've heard that.
Definitely.
Not a blister.
It was not just the summer.
Not a blister,
It's not
though.
a blister. That was me being dumb, not choosing my words. But
Yeah, because a blister implies it's going to pop. That's what right? When you think blister, you think something's going to pop?
Yeah.
never got an STD, never had a pregnancy scare. I'm sure that'll all change in LA.
Oh, well, I mean,
Well, I also
pregnancy
really
scare,
haven't been
STD's
having-
worse, I think.
I really am just not that interested in dating right now. I mean, I want to fall in love for sure, and I love sex, but I've gone on so many first dates. Most people bore me. I'm not into it, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm into reading about the Murdoch family right now, so I just don't care. I also think in the back of my head I knew I wanted to move, so I was just like, I'm not into it.
Well, it's a new dating pool out there, so fresh start. And
yeah,
but you can
I'm
find
also
guys
really
who like the shit you
picky.
like. That's what's. I thought that was
Yeah.
the whole advantage right now. See, like
But
I got
the thing
married
is,
when
half
Tinder
those
started,
guys
so I don't
I'm
get
not
how.
attracted to. I also want
What's
to
your
be
type?
attracted. I mean, my dating history doesn't always say this, but just like, tall, dark, handsome. This is like the classic, of course. I've never dated someone really good looking, and I've never dated someone rich either.
I think that's what LA's for. You gotta cross those two. You gotta try it.
They would have to be into me for my personality, because there's a lot of chicks out there that are way hotter than me. There's like Model Central.
Yeah, no, well, like
But I at least
I hate when women say that, because then you got to be like, no, you're a very pretty girl.
Don't
No,
fucking
Joe,
say
I'm
that.
not saying that not to.
No, don't say that.
No, there are really hot women in LA,
exactly.
but that's a. I'm not,
I also just like, I think men also care about personality. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's just about looks. It's like, yeah, for sex.
For sex, yeah. If you're gonna spend time with someone, though, you
yeah,
want
a guy's
personality.
not gonna fucking date some idiot who doesn't know anything for a long time. I mean, some guys do, but I'm not into those guys. I don't know. I'm not that in. I like dating and stuff. Like, yeah, I want to find stuff, but I don't want to talk about this shit all the time. Like, there's all these dating podcasts and all this shit. I've tried listening to them. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, this is boring.
What's a dating podcast like?
A lot. They're like very successful in the female demographic, and it's always just about like
I was
what
on a couple
what
of
this
them.
texting means, and like what this means if a guy does this to you, and like this and that,
So
and
it's like a
a lot
Cosmo
about sex
article
too.
spoken.
Yeah, it's like
I've been on two
yes.
of them. I can't remember the name of the one though. It was fun
One's
though.
called like
It's in
Guys
LA.
We've Fucked is a really
That one's
popular
funny,
one.
though,
That
isn't
one's
it?
very popular.
I'm not
They
into
kill it. They kill
I'm
it.
not into
Yeah,
this
it's a big
stuff.
podcast.
They, like,
I think
sell
my
out
thing
theaters.
Yeah,
is
that's a big podcast.
I think my thing is I just like I'm just like, why would you put up with
It
that?
sounds like you don't want a relationship though, because you're like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that.
I do, but I don't. I will never I'll never settle for something that doesn't feel right,
Well,
because
that's
I've
good.
done that before and it leads to disaster.
You know what you want, and it's hard to find.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
you're specific.
Yeah, and
That's
also,
why you've had one vibrator
I've
for 8
also,
years.
I also dated someone where on the first date I was like, this isn't going to work out. I know this isn't going to work out. And I went with it anyways. And then it was really bad. And so I just don't ever want that to happen again, because it wasn't fun.
But you ended up. So you had a first date and ended up being in a relationship for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's and you hated the first date.
No, I loved the first date. I just
Oh.
knew in my stomach this is never going to work out. We have vast personality differences. We want different things in life, things like that.
Well, when you go to LA though, don't look for a relationship, because it's your first year in a crazy
not.
city.
You know what I'm going to
I
be
know, I
looking
know.
for? Come on, man, not a relationship.
Are you a one night stand type of lady?
No, I don't really like that much either, because a lot of guys suck at sex, and I have really high standards for that too. I've gotten out of my system though. I did get a pretty good sex recently, and it was like a friends with benefits thing, and I love him as a person, but I'm not in love with him.
That
And
seems
it's
like the
really
best
funny
scenario,
because I
right?
fucked him when he was 21 and I was 22. And now we're having sex right before I'm leaving, and he's like older, and he's so much better, and it gives me hope for men. I was like, oh my god, he's like really good at sex now, and he wasn't when we were younger. So I was like, that's cool.
I think a lot of guys are bad at it when you're
kinda how it
younger.
works.
That's how you get better as the more you do it.
Oh, trust
That's
me,
how
I've
it works. The
fucked
better
a
you more do
lot
it.
of guys older than him that are horrible.
Well, they might not have
So-
tried for you though. They might not have given.
They
a
also
shit,
probably
which is bad.
may not have had as much sex as he has.
That's true too.
Maybe, yeah, I guess.
But you definitely get anything
It's
you do in
also-
life, you get better at as you get older,
Practice
right?
makes perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
what makes
but
it harder for men, real
No,
quick.
because some guys fuck chicks that like don't tell them what they want, and chicks who fake
also
orgasms and
true.
all this
That's
shit.
also true. Sure,
So a lot of women are ruining. Also, a lot of women like they don't even know what good sex is because they've never had it.
See, I think it's women's fault too.
I've met chicks who have I have met chicks who have never had an orgasm. It makes me sad.
That is depressing.
It is depressing.
It's very sad. Not even by themselves.
No.
I've heard of women who can't get themselves off. where
Isn't
it's
it like
that's
a-
so sad?
like-
Psychological.
Isn't most
Yeah.
women can't have a vaginal orgasm?
It's a big percentage.
So
It's very high.
that isn't true for me anymore, but I thought that for a long time.
Oh, you fix it?
Well,
Figured it
I've
out?
always had my clit stimulated before, so I've never
Right.
just had. Like that's weird to me because it's like foreplay is obviously very important.
Yes.
But I've had it now where
Foreplay's big
I've
time.
had it where I can tell the difference, like the fingering, like G-spot thing. Like I didn't believe in that before, and yeah,
Rigid.
it's real. It's just like they have to know what they're doing.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys get better. You multiple partners, you meet more people.
Yeah.
I think that's how you
Well,
get better. I think.
communication
And
is
then,
key. That's how you
Yeah,
get both
communication's
parties
big.
off.
Yeah, I also would never fuck a
But it's
guy if he
practice.
doesn't eat pussy. I've met
I don't know
guys,
guys who
still
don't.
I don't either. That's
Really?
not
I don't know.
real.
Every one of my friends says they do.
I want to
And
throw
guys don't
something
talk
right
about
now
this a
because they're
lot.
still out there, and it just happened to me in
Here,
New
use
York
the
in
platform.
April,
What
and
do you
I'm
wanna say to
so
them?
Mad.
What do you want to say to that
No,
guy?
I used to even do a
Selfish
bit about
prick.
it, but I stopped doing it. No, he's a fucking loser, dude. Like, he's a fucking loser. Do you want to hear what happened? So we did
Yes,
have sex, and
please
he,
tell
like,
me.
reluctantly went down on me. This was in Chicago, and he was visiting. Then I'm visiting New York. I'm doing comedy. And I'm like, this, first off, it was all awkward. I, like, didn't have a good feeling about our interactions at all, but I just hadn't gotten laid for a long time. I was just like, okay, I just want to, like, get laid, like, whatever. And then, we were like naked in his bed. I'm like, it wasn't kind of really going anywhere, and he wasn't even touching me really.
But
I
you're
was
both
like,
lying there naked and
yeah,
no touching?
so it was
That's
already like
fucking
really
serial killer
fucking
shit, I feel like.
weird. And then and he lives in his own apartment in Soho and is from Indianapolis. So it's like, what's going on there? I don't know.
Family money.
Exactly. AKA spoiled brat.
Spoiled brats will not go down on you.
Yeah.
Silver spoon in your mouth, you're not putting anything else in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but some guys genuinely love to go down on women.
I was
Anyways,
just swinging a
but
mess on my end, I feel like.
but I was like, will you go down on me? And then he sighed deeply, and then he was like, will you go down on me? And I'm like, not unless you go down on me. Like, that's how it works. And he's like, I went to your show. Yeah. And I was like, do I look like someone who doesn't respect themselves? And he's like, well, you do stand up.
Ooh.
And I was like, touche, motherfucker.
I'm still laughing at you asking, will you go down on me? And he just goes,
Yeah.
well.
And then I got dressed and
Do you
I
have to
left.
ask? Do you have to ask?
If I don't see them going for it, I will be like, hey, I want you to go down on me, or I ask.
Do you
It
make
depends
them
on
go
the
down
situation.
first?
Usually, yes.
That's the move, I feel like. As a guy.
90% of the time, yes, because I want to know that they're going to do it and try. It also informs my blowjob, and I don't want to give you a blowjob. Like, I put a lot of effort in when I do it. I don't want to fucking give you a blowjob if you don't know how to eat pussy. That's disgusting
so
to
it's
me.
like a law of attraction thing. If they give you a
Yes.
C effort, you give them a C effort.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
That was a D plus. I'm going to give you a D plus. Oh man, that's just bad oral sex is
Well,
sad too.
if they give me bad oral sex, we're not getting to the point where I'm going to put my mouth on their penis. Like,
really?
Yeah,
So then
I'm
people
not-
those dudes might think you're the selfish one. Then.
I don't care because at that point I'm not into them and I'm over it.
Okay. Wow. So it is selfish that you go first then.
Yeah,
it
but
is.
also I'm protecting
that's
myself
like a guy
from
move.
being with I think
Which,
like
see,
a man.
feminism. That's a real
Wait,
feminism.
I
You're
am
a true
real
feminist.
feminist.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're the most hardcore one I've come across. Everyone else is talking about marching. You're really
I've
getting
had a
change
guy
done.
in front of me naked, and I was like, I just like left. I was like, I'm not in. Like a lot of
Do you
women,
have a small dick?
have fucked a small dick guy once, and I will never do it again. I'm like, oh, maybe I would settle for a small dick dude if I'm like older and lonely and he checks off every other box. But at this point, I'm too young and attractive to settle for a small dick. Are you kidding me? Fuck that.
If say we come across paths decades from now and you're like in your 40s and you're like, this is my husband, we just got married a year ago, and be like, oh, he's got a small dick. I'm gonna know. I'm gonna run around from this podcast.
I might hold out.
Because you're settled.
No, that doesn't mean anything.
I'm
Maybe
just
I
fucking
act.
with you.
Yeah, like come on, man. No, but seriously, it was so funny
I
because
hope
this
he's like
small
the
dick,
Jameson bottle.
this
That'd be
small
too
dick
big, actually.
dude.
That'd be
Okay, so
alarming.
you know that show Don't Tell Comedy and how they do different
Yeah,
venues
I've done,
all the time.
It's fun.
So I went on a date with that guy like a year ago and had sex with him and whatever. He was great. He had an amazing apartment. Owns his own business. So the fucking show I was on was at his business.
Not the dude who runs it. Not
No, but it was
Oh,
at
'cause that
his
dude just got
business
mad. I love
that
that
he
guy.
owns. No, it's not a comic.
Okay.
And
You're going a mile a minute. You can see how I got lost there a little bit.
yeah, well, he texted me like an hour before the show. He's like, "Oh, I saw you're on the lineup, this and that," and then I got really nervous. And then he was super nice to me and stuff. And then I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, because I always am nice to people. Like I always end it nicely, and I don't ghost, and I never do any of that stuff.
Wait, you
So-
just said you ghosted a naked guy. You walked out.
No, I didn't ghost. I don't just walk
Were you
out
just
without
like-
saying anything. Well, that guy was a piece of shit. He was like laughing. And I was like, I'm not putting
I
up
need
with
more.
this.
Do you need more of the story? I need more. So let's set it up now. Let's let this sink in for the listeners. You said in passing very quickly, I once saw a naked guy and was like, nope, and walked out. Give us a little bit more of a backstory there.
One time I picked up, this is a different story. One time I picked up this
I know this is a
kid
different story.
in Wrigley at Sluggers, and I brought him back to my place. I had him go down on me. I never even touched his dick because I told him beforehand, I'm like, I don't want to have sex with you. And he's like, I'll just go down on you. I'm like, okay.
He thought that would make you want to sex.
Exactly.
Did
And
he get
I
you
was
there?
like, nope.
No, that's
I
why.
knew
But
in my head before. I was like, I don't have sex with you, but also I haven't been ate out in a while, and that
But if he
sounds
would have
pretty
made
nice.
if he would have made you come,
I don't
Did he?
even probably not. I don't remember.
because if he would have
but
made you,
no.
would you have been like, oh yeah, let's bang?
No, I don't
okay.
think so. I wasn't into him really.
But I'm curious about that because if that's his move, where he's like, I'll just go down on you, and then he
I
got you
feel
there.
like this podcast is giving off that I'm like really promiscuous and like have a high number.
No,
but it's
not
like
at all.
I don't. It's like I go through
sex,
phases.
We talk about sex with the male guys too. Don't think it's just because.
No, I know, but I'm like also I shouldn't care. Like
Yeah, who
slut
cares?
shaming. I know, but
No, yeah.
but I'm like, oh, if my fucking mom listens to this or some bullshit, they do. They find
She's
podcasts
an adult.
now.
She can handle it.
I know. I have Catholic guilt about sex still, but it's gone so much further down than it used to. Like I'm still not over the number thing, but I have it in the back of my head, but I'm trying to let go of that more and more.
I think we talked about this with Toby when Toby
Yeah.
McMullen was on the podcast 2 weeks ago about how we think it's a great thing that the whole slut shaming it seems to be like gone by the wayside. I don't think it's like a thing anymore.
No
one-
rarely,
no one our age
My
really
brain
gives
is-
a
rarely
shit.
do you hear that
Yeah.
anymore.
I guess
Even the guys who used to be like, she's fucking slut,
Okay,
dude,
to be-
they're not even doing that
to be
anymore.
perfectly honest though, it's not even like if the woman is like fully like happy a lot and like into it, then that's cool. I'm cool with that. And maybe she doesn't have this weird Catholic fucked upness that I have in my brain. That's cool. However, I meet a lot of women who sleep with a lot of men and they're fucking sad and they're doing it to validate themselves. And that shit, I am not all about self-love. Yeah, fuck whoever you want. Like, no, if you're doing it to fill a void and you're letting men treat you like shit and just fucking all these guys, like, I'm not with that at all. I hate that shit.
Yeah, you got to get some sort of pleasure out of the deal, right?
Well,
That's
it's
that's like
just-
abusing anything. It's like alcohol or cigarettes or weed or whatever. Like you gotta make good choices with the shit you do. You gotta do it for a good reason.
Yeah, but I think some people get confused in their like sexual liberation, but they're
Sure.
not checking in with themselves and like their mental health and what.
Sure.
Why
Why
you?
am I
Why are
doing
you
this?
really doing
Yeah.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So and like I.
You did a lot just to get out of telling us the story about the
Yeah,
naked
go
guy
on.
you walking out.
Go
on,
Oh, it's
by the
not
way.
even that fun of a story. It was some guy I met in a dating app, and we went back to his place, and I think I was saying like I want you to do this and that, and I was like being kind of vocal because he seemed lost, and he was like laughing.
Were
a
you
lot.
naked too?
No, we weren't naked.
You said he was naked and you
he
walked
was
out.
like pulling his dick out, and
Oh.
I walked out. No, I was.
Well,
I was
that's why I asked if it was small because you were like a
clothed.
guy was naked and I was like, nope, and walked
No,
away.
it
And I'm
had
like, well, why
nothing
would you
to
say
do with
that?
that. It was just okay. So at a certain point,
But James, you could see why I followed up
Yes.
with that, right?
I'm
You
sorry.
know?
I just know a lot of women where at a certain point, once like the clothes are off, they follow through no matter what, and I'm not like that.
I have
That
a
was
whole joke
basically
about
the
it. That's a
point
big part of that one joke I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agreed with that joke. Yeah.
It's true. I've met a lot of women who are like, oh, this guy just right when he took his clothes off, I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, well, what happened? They're like, still had sex with him anyway. They always, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm not like that. And
you're
I
not,
think
you're not a leader.
You know why it's good because if you're not like that, guys don't learn.
Yeah.
So
Well, you shouldn't have sex with someone you don't want to have sex with.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, you're definitely teaching lessons there, though.
yeah. And why do you think I have sex with guys who are terrible at sex that are older than me? Like.
Yeah, older guys.
'Cause they
Typically,
don't
you're better
learn.
when you're older because you're just smarter. I'll tell you this. This is the first time I had sex. I thought you were supposed to come as fast as possible. I remember being like embarrassed. Going like,
Well,
man,
for
that took
some
me like
women,
12 minutes.
I
That's
win.
embarrassing.
Well, for
I
some,
didn't know. I thought I was supposed to just get in there and get out.
I get it. Sometimes though, this is
I was
kind of
15,
embarrassing.
everyone.
I'm a really bad actress, and if I'm okay, so like I got sex with a guy, and while we're having sex, I wasn't that into it. Like, he wasn't confident enough. It wasn't that good. Whatever, his dick wasn't that big. And I started, like, I got dry. I felt myself getting dry during it. And then I couldn't really fake being into it because I'm not like that. I've never really faked an orgasm. And then
like I'm dehydrated.
he sensed I wasn't into it, and he got soft. And I'm like, ugh. And he's like, we good? I'm just like, and yeah. It was just like
well, you both
awkward.
just weren't into it. Yeah, that's pretty
No, he was into it. He could tell I wasn't into it. And when guys pick up on that, they pretty much always lose their boners.
Well, that's a good dude, though, actually. No, think about that.
Yeah, I don't fuck
think
evil
about that.
rapists.
That's what I mean. I watched a Law & Order SVU marathon over the weekend, so yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always thought to myself, I'm like, how the Detective Benson was going after one guy, like, you get off on women, like, pinning them down and struggling and all that kind of stuff. And in my head, I'm like, I don't understand how rapists exist. How could you want to fuck someone who doesn't want to fuck you? Like, I don't get that. But obviously, they're all mentally crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about
so at least
power.
those dudes are like, oh, you're not into this. There goes
it's
the
all
boner.
about
You know,
power for the rapists. It's
well, they get off on the power.
I used to
guess
watch
that's true.
I watched like every episode, seasons 1 through 10, and I was so obsessed with Benson and Stabler, and I wanted them to fuck, and like had like
I saw her in person.
masturbated
Hot.
to like the idea of fucking him, and then the idea of them fucking. Yeah, I was into him.
He's tall, dark, and handsome, I guess.
Christopher Maloney, baby.
Yeah.
Good actor. I like him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was into Christopher on The Sopranos too. That was a weird thing to be into.
Which one was Christopher, the nephew?
Chrissy, the nephew.
Okay. Can't remember.
Yeah, I've been into some weird TV characters. Dennis from It's Always Sunny, I've masturbated to him.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it,
it's like
though?
embarrassing though. He's like a bad person.
Yeah, he's like a rapist.
Yeah, I think I'm also
On the
just
show, he's a rapist?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've not seen the...
Yeah.
I
The
haven't
Dennis system?
It's
like,
fucked up.
I haven't seen since episode
No, it
season
is
5.
fucked up. I think I
I'm like
also
10
I think
seasons
I
behind.
kind of just like Glenn Howard him, but I'm not gonna lie. In the fantasy, it was like Dennis in the TV show. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not into like the rapist guys, but that one, I don't know. I think I also just love the show and the humor. I don't know.
It's a good show.
And I'm attracted to Glenn Howerton, so I don't think it's like I would never date his character. But yeah, I've met.
He's a
yeah,
cocky
definitely.
asshole on that show. Do you like
I'm
cocky assholes?
He's a sociopath.
To a point, I guess. I
He
don't
is,
know.
yeah.
I like confident people.
I'm trying to think what TV characters. Leighton Meester and Gossip Girl. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, baby.
Oh, I'd fuck Leighton Meester. She's hot.
Smoking.
I wish I was in women.
Blake
I wish
Lively's
I was
great, too.
I mean, it's all Kinsey scale, and I'm like a little bi, but I wish I was more so bi because I think I would like. I like naturally kind of dress like a lesbian sometimes. I don't know. I just feel like that would be great for
I
me.
know, I
but
can see you right now.
I'm not, and it sucks. Like I don't have a desire to fuck chicks nearly as much as dudes, and I have fucked a chick, and I wasn't really into it. And yeah, it's just.
Did she
like,
lose her boner, too? Because she
What?
wasn't into it?
Oh, I was like so fucked up. I was on
a
like
callback to
all
your
these
previous
drugs
story.
and stuff, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys both
Her
mentioned
clip boner?
beforehand that you like doing acid, and you go, I don't do acid enough. And then James like, I do acid a lot, and it's the number's once a month. And it made me think, what is like? Is there anyone who does acid every day? You'd fry your brain circuits.
So-
Oh
I
yeah,
know
you
a guy
can't
who
do
did.
that. You
Can't do that.
can't
No,
do
no,
that.
you can. I know a guy who came
Well, you
back from it.
shouldn't.
You definitely shouldn't.
Yeah.
But you can.
Oh, you really? Is he a smart guy?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how many years
gets it
did he
done.
do it? Like every
He
day?
did it. I think it was a full year.
Wow.
He did
Yeah.
acid
How old was
365 days in a
How
row.
old
Yes.
was he when he
Good
was
God.
doing it every day?
That's how you get schizophrenia, man.
Late 20s?
Wow.
Late 20s. Well, late 20s is probably better than early 20s.
Yeah, at least his brain was developed.
Yeah, totally. People
After
don't realize your
25,
brain's
you
still
can pretty much do
developing.
whatever you want.
Yeah, typically.
That's actually
Although I know of someone who in their 30s kind of triggered some
Sure.
bipolar stuff, you know.
oh yeah.
So
Once you hit 25, your prefrontal cortex is done developing.
did we
You
all
do
kind of know who we were
whatever you
talking about
want.
when I said that? I feel like everyone just kind of was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
She's great, but you know. We all saw it happening.
I don't know how to segue out of this now.
Joe, why haven't you done acid?
I'm a pussy with the drugs, man. I'm a alcohol and weed. And weed, I'm a Johnny come lately on weed. And I don't even do it. I smoked weed a lot when I was in California until my son was born.
Sure.
And then my thing is I've probably gotten high like 3 times in the last 2 years, 3 or 4 times.
You would
I get
really like acid.
I sleep too well. And I can't, like, if I got to wake up at 7 a.m.
Do
with
sativa.
babies,
Yeah.
I can't.
Do sativa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take it as in like a whole Like, I'm not gonna take it like in the morning when I'm gonna have to watch, Two Sons now.
No,
You know
you,
what I mean?
you have the wife watch the kids for the weekend. You go to
This
dude's
weekend
house.
I'm going to Iowa for a comedy festival with Kristen Toomey and Kyle Scanlon, Kelly Howard.
Great, do it
that
then.
Friday
Find
night.
acid and do it.
I'm not doing acid.
Kelly
Friday
Howard
night,
can get you the good stuff because she has a card or whatever.
I don't want to. I want to get high. I'm gonna smoke weed this weekend and stuff. I don't
That's
want
what
to do
I
acid.
just
Why do I
said.
do
No,
acid?
I was
I know
talking
he
about
was talking.
weed.
He was talking about
Oh,
acid.
acid this weekend.
Do acid, Joe.
I think you should do acid in nature with your wife and have the kids be
She's a
babysat.
nurse. She's not gonna be. She doesn't want to fuck with acid either. Nurses don't do shit like that. Or maybe some do. I don't know. She doesn't. I don't know. I've had enough fun. I don't need it. Like maybe when I'm like 80, I'll do acid.
I think you do.
Last time I did acid, I was looking at the clouds and I started crying because I thought about like all the love I have in my life and stuff. I think it's a really positive drug, and I think it's great, and I think
that's
you should
sweet.
do it.
I think about
I
all the
also
love I have in my life
laughed
every day.
The hardest I've ever fucking laughed sometimes on acid. Like I think it's a
Oh, yeah.
great. Yeah,
It's an upper.
I was doing Robert De Niro and Talking to the Grass like it's Ben Stiller. My friends like videotaped it because the grass. Oh, you haven't done it, so you don't get it. The grass like moves, and it's almost like nature's talking to you when you're acid. You can see the ground.
And you were
breathe.
doing a Robert De Niro
Yeah, I
impression.
was just like being an idiot. I was like, I'm watching you, fucker, to the grass. But this was at
Someone
Bonnaroo.
James, go get some acid. I want to see if we could get.
Can I tell you one
I don't have
thing?
any
Don't
left.
go in a porta potty on acid. That is not fun.
No, you should avoid porta potties at all cost. Anytime.
Well, I was
but-
at Bonnaroo, so you have
yeah.
to.
for sure.
Yeah.
I've never gone to a big outdoor music festival.
It was
no, I went to
fun.
Pitchfork. What am I talking about? I went to Pitchfork. I just realized.
Been to Riot Fest, Lollapalooza.
I've wanted to go to Riot Fest because I've always liked the lineup.
Well,
there.
Bonnaroo
Lollapalooza,
is
I've
a
never
lot
been to.
different.
I've been to
than,
Pitchfork. That's the one I've been to.
Bonnaroo is a lot different than those because it's camping, so it's like a community. Whereas all these, you're going like back to your house or you're going to an Airbnb or whatever. Bonnaroo's, it's kind of culty. I'm
A
not
good
gonna lie.
friend
It
of
was
mine-
really fun.
No, the
I'm
Burning Man is the culty one.
No, I know, but Bonnaroo's kind of too. It's just basically like everyone's living by each other for 4 days or whatever. I will
A lot of
probably
sweaty, dirty sex going on there. I bet,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was so horny the whole time I was there, but it's so funny with me too. Guys are so much more scared to like do stuff now, and I really picked up on it while I was there.
Yeah,
and I like
that's true.
couldn't get laid. Well, I'm also not super aggressive because usually they start talking to me, so I'm not like used to having them do that. And I tried even a little bit, but yeah, no. And also, but festival people are also weird. It's a lot of like pussy bitch people.
Pussy bitch, like just weak people. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't like weak people. So this is another problem. Why some women don't like me. I have a very that's a very masculine thing typically. I do empathize. I can cry and stuff, and I have a lot of empathy for people. But I don't like people who have a victim mentality. I hate that shit.
Oh, okay. I could get behind that.
I'm not into it, dude.
I've noticed that too lately with certain stuff. I find myself agreeing with people till it gets to a point where I'm like, no, that doesn't matter, and they are kind of like holding this victim thing.
Oh yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And it's like if they lose that, they lose part of their identity. Well, I'm
Yes,
like, I
so
thought the
people-
point was to lose that. Don't you want to
people-
fight against what made you a victim?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
There are real victims out there. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong.
but there's also a lot of real victims who don't do the victim thing. Like a lot of black people who are really cool and they're not like bringing up all the time how they're oppressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like there's a lot of women who don't bring up that shit all the time. Or there's a lot of people with mental health stuff that don't constantly like I don't know. I just
some people it becomes a crutch. Some
Yeah,
people,
it really does.
Everyone's different though. So
just can't stand it.
I'm drinking whiskey now. Does it make you want some? Because I know you're not drinking right now. I'm not trying to get you to.
No,
I just want to know if you're
am
at the phase
attracted
where.
to beer and wine. I'm not attracted to hard alcohol.
See, I'm a beer person first and foremost, but I got this bottle for free, and I'm going to drink it until it's gone.
Trust me, I haven't drank I did.
thanks to Brian
I
Warren
did
for
get
this.
almost blackout drunk the other night, and that was like Fireball shots and Miller High Lifes. But no, dude.
Highlights what we had last time we did the podcast.
I drank a ton of vodka in college and stuff. I don't know. I just I've done so many. I've gone to jail because of drinking. I've been locked up in the drunk tank a couple times because of drinking. I've
Oh, so it's a good thing you're
humiliated
slowing down. then.
humiliated myself at parties because of drinking. Yeah, definitely, dude. I'm more of a pothead these days. It just
Are you a
works better.
fighter?
Yeah.
Have you gotten into fist fights before?
No, but
Oh, okay.
I'm argumentative and I have like a deep-seated anger inside of me. that pot just like mellows me out, and alcohol brings out like the anger stuff.
I see. I didn't know
am
this
a
about you. I didn't know you had an aggressive
I
side.
could. Oh,
I know you're
fuck yeah,
outspoken.
dude. I could beat up.
I know you're outspoken.
I
That's
would
part
love
of
to
your
beat
trademark.
up people, but I don't believe in violence really. But like, I have a desire to like beat up people for sure. I know
I'm no
I could
longer
fight.
about that life, but there was a time in my life where I get into fights.
Yeah, so I'm not about that life, but I get the urges. I have like the animal instincts. I recognize them in myself. Like
Yeah.
I feel the.
Now that I have kids, it's too much to risk.
Yeah.
Christmas party.
That's
the listeners
good.
have heard this. The Christmas party last year got into a thing. I chucked a guy. By chucked, I mean I tossed him. Gave him a good.
And he could like,
underneath,
but like the thing
fucking
is
threw him.
like he could sue you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's lots to lose, and you don't know with these nut jobs. I could knock one guy out, and his friend could turn around and stab me. I don't know. You never know who's around and all that shit. When you're fighting's a young man's game. It's just, and even then, it's stupid. You really should avoid fights. Every time I've
Yeah, I
been in
do.
one, even when I've dominated and thought to myself, man, I look like a badass there, didn't I? Later, I thought like, that poor guy's got to think about how I kicked his ass all week. I don't want to do that to another person. That's
I
mean.
avoid conflict in general
Unless they
in
have it
public
coming, I guess.
spaces because I have a lot of shit in me, and like if I'm in my car, I will scream and yell and freak out. But like with people to their face, like here's the I've had a guy who was leaning on my car a couple years ago right by DePaul because I live by DePaul. It was drunk college students, and I got pissed off and I was like, hey, stop fucking leaning on my car because my car was just parked there. And then we got like in an argument, and he punched me in the face out of nowhere.
Whoa.
And he didn't knock me out. I kind of
That's
like
assault.
yeah, I know. And I kind of pretended to like be knocked out, and then he was like, "You're not really fucking knocked out. Get up, you fucking dumb bitch." And like the thing is I almost think he might have been gay, but he's still a guy. He was just stronger than me. But then like a lot of his
gay
friends,
men
they're
aren't
being...
allowed to punch women.
Exactly, but
right?
like
but they could probably get away with it more than a
yeah,
straight guy
but
would.
anyways, then an Uber
Which
came
is
and
bullshit because gay men are in better shape than most straight guys. So like,
he wasn't like one of the ripped to do. But anyways, I mean, I'm like 5'3", you know, like it doesn't
Would
take
you
a lot to
rather
be bigger
get-
than me. Anyways, what I'm saying is when that happened, it just really, really made me upset. I cried a lot. The cops came, and I was like, I don't
you
want to
missed it.
deal
A
with
gay man
this.
punched Meredith in the face.
And I was like, I just don't want to deal with this. I don't want to go into it. It's not worth it. Like, I don't want to pay for lawyers. Like, this could be a rich kid who goes to DePaul. Like, I'm not fucking dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
That's what's annoying too. Whatever happened to the good old days, we could just get into a scrape and then afterwards it's like fine. Now there's like just I feel there's
It's
because
because of smartphones.
People got their phones out.
Everything's different now.
Oh man, I wish someone had their phone out when I got into this one fight though, because
Oh,
I would have looked awesome.
I
man.
would
That should have gone
verbally
viral.
freak
man.
out on people way more if I was like this age in the 90s, but I'm so aware of this that no, I hold it in. I vent to my friends and stuff.
So we never went through the whole Instagram thing. I'm realizing now because I've talked about like people filming stuff on their phones. If they're taking away the like button, but you still would know. If I post a picture, I'll know how
Yes,
many
you
people
get
like it.
notifications. You see how many likes you got it, and you get all the
But
dopamine.
other people won't see it.
We're not going to see other people's. Yeah, so it's
I
good.
still don't know if I mean,
I think it's a good thing.
well, no, because you still know if a fucking photo did shitty. You still know if a photo got 3 likes.
Yeah.
Other people don't know. So
Yeah.
what?
But you're not comparing yourself to others.
Exactly.
Okay. All
And
right.
also you're not embarrassed. You're like, "Oh, I posted this photo and only got 3 likes. Like I feel like a fucking loser." You don't care because nobody knows.
You know what? I'm on board now. I like it.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, you still have your numbers, so people who are trying to build a following for, like, if I wasn't a comedian, I wouldn't be on social
I'll tell you
media.
this much though: it will be harder for "quote unquote" influencers to make money on Instagram because
That's
they can't
another
show
reason they're doing it,
off their
and
likes.
that's another reason they're doing it is because they think that's
still
getting
reach,
to be
though.
too much on Instagram,
But-
and
but-
it might ruin.
so-
Instagram.
Well, that's another economy people are taking away. So that part I don't like. But
if you have your likes public on Instagram, it makes it easier for companies to approach you and say because that's.
But you know what
analytics.
you
It's
can
right
do?
up
yeah,
front.
but you could show someone.
Just
your
take a
analytics, your
screenshot
picture.
and
Yeah.
send it to a company because
Yeah.
you can see it.
But it'll be hard, and I'm not like fighting on behalf of these people. I don't give a shit if they do well or not. But like for them, it'll be that much more difficult for them to get any kind of sponsorship because no one will approach them as much. Because
I'm a bigger fan of influencers nowadays, and not just because I'm trying to get a
No.
follow. Let me explain
Ew.
why. Here, like Instagram models. Do you not like Instagram models? Let me tell you why Instagram models are the best models.
It's actually he's right.
It's a
dude.
good theory.
Hold on.
My theory why Instagram models are the best models
ahead.
is: do you like indie music?
Indie music,
Yeah, punk
some
rock,
of it.
all, like underground, anything that's
some
not
of it,
mainstream.
some of it.
Okay. Instagram models are basically like punk rock models. They're like, hey, I'm hot. Here's a picture of me. And America decides, or the world goes, yeah, you are hot. I'm going to heart that. Where models that we see on Victoria's Secret or magazine covers and stuff, that's one person in a New York
Right.
Manhattan office that's like, this is what beauty should be.
And those
Who are
people
they to
Right,
define
but you
beauty
know who are
standards?
still the most successful models on Instagram? The ones who are doing the Victoria's
Well, because
Secret
they got
fashion
both lanes.
shows.
They get to do both
Yeah.
lanes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is like, it's an Instagram model is America's or the world defining its own beauty standards. We're saying you're hot.
Okay, do you want to hear my
you know how many Instagram models
devil
wanna get-
advocate to that? Do you want to hear my thing?
I think it's going around the industry, which I like. Yeah, I'd like to hear your thing. Go for it.
I mean, I think that's good, but I also think too many people want to be models now, and too many people, vanity is becoming more and more of a thing. I know with myself, like, I'm very comfortable not wearing makeup, but if I know my photo's being taken, I feel like I have to wear makeup and social media. And I just think we're all becoming more vain, and this Instagram model thing leads into that too, because everyone wants to be like, even if you're not famous, everyone wants to like feel like an Instagram model. I see it with how my friends pose in photos.
That's
I
not
think people-
Instagram
that's not
specific.
Instagram.
That's modeling
That's
in
modeling
general.
in general. I agree. That's what I was going to say.
Okay, that's
people have
true, I
always
guess.
people have always wanted to be models. Instagram is just given another avenue to do that.
the very
Where it used to be
least-
before, I got to starve myself and be seen by someone at Ford or IMG, whatever the big agencies are. I think what's cool about Instagram models though is it's like, no, I could be 5'2" with an ass out to here, and I can be a model. Where it used to be 5'2", go fuck yourself. You need to be
And
5'11" to ride this ride.
Having that much agency and control of your destiny is kind of the goal anyway. That's
Yeah.
true feminism, I
Right,
feel,
yeah, you
right?
have your own. Yeah, you have your own control.
You don't want to have to, bow down to some company or some dude.
That's why I
who's
brought up
telling
indie
you what
music.
to
It's
do.
like
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper was like, I'm not going to
Here's
fucking
the
go to a
thing.
major label. I'm going to go around it.
A
Yeah,
lot
but his album
of
sucks, so.
Yeah, I haven't heard it,
well,
but yeah.
a lot of Instagram models, even the realistic body ones, are still doing like Photoshop and stuff too. I just hate
They're
that
doing
shit.
filters. Yeah, I mean that's
And a
not
lot
cool.
of
That's-
filters,
but
I hate
that's
that shit.
modeling.
Yeah.
That's just inherent with modeling.
Yeah,
Maybe
it is.
that'll change over time. It's getting probably less and less. I've seen like there's like a hashtag.
You still have to be
untouched or
hot to be a
something.
model, though. That's my theory. I
Unretouched.
don't like the idea that ugly people can be models too. That I'm not a fan of.
Well,
you have
sure.
to be hot.
No, there's a lot of ugly
that's-
people are models now.
Why though? Like hot people have so few
Because
avenues.
the body positive movement and
Well,
you're not
that's
being
fine.
allowed to shame anybody.
I'm okay with that. Like if someone's like overweight, and
You're
don't be a
not
dick
allowed
to
to
them.
shame people's faces anymore either.
Yeah, that's fine too. But they shouldn't be on magazine covers.
Yeah, well.
I don't think you should be mean to people who are ugly, but my point is this. I don't like the idea that they're trying to take this away from hot people. Some hot people only
Yeah.
have their looks.
Yeah.
Just like some smart people only have their brains.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
trying to be like, hey, let's this dumbass see why can he be in NASA? Oh, he can't help that he doesn't have a good brain. You're brain shaming him. Why are you shaming his mind? He's got a learning disability and you're being a dick.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent. You get by with what you get by with. I never like when people are like they just get by with their looks. Yeah, you get by with your brain. Yeah, you use whatever fucking works for
Yeah.
you.
Sometimes
They're
I
not smart.
Sometimes I think about like dressing better and like trying to be more conventionally like hot, but I'm also like the thing about being
But this
putting
is your
all your
look, though.
eggs
You have
in
a
the
look, I feel
hot
like.
basket is that fades, dude. Aging
Oh, yeah.
is a thing, and that's why I've never been interested in that as much. And I'm just like I don't know.
I'm gonna start shaving it more often because whenever I do grow some facial hair, there's some white hairs coming in the chin.
Oh yeah.
The chin hair is coming in white a little bit. It's like when
What's
did
wrong
that
with
happen?
that, baby?
Who
Grow
cares?
that white hair out.
I don't know. I'm not growing a beard anymore. I used to have beards because I was just lazy with my shaving. So, you've seen me where it's like kind of got almost full. And
Beards
then
are
2 days later
makeup
I'm
for
shaved.
men. Beards are makeup
For
for
dudes
men.
who don't have chins,
Yeah.
my chin's
Or
okay.
You got a
So.
dope
Even
chin.
if you have a chin, maybe your face isn't that, or maybe you have bad lips, or maybe your face isn't that asymmetrical. It covers up like half your face.
I don't have great lips. My jawline's not what it used to be. I
Oh
gotta
my
lose some
god,
weight.
you sound so gay right now.
I haven't shaved
Yeah.
because I have zits right now. So-
Really?
And
Cover
I
up
have
the
a
zits?
shitty beard anyway.
I've had that
so
where I
it's
started
like,
to shave and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna shave right over this zit, and
No.
it's gonna be bleeding for
bad,
days.
Bad idea. Bad
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, the only thing I wanted to. I'm sorry, I'm changing the subject.
Why are you saying sorry now? This is the 19th
Because
time
I
you've
didn't
done
really
it.
want to get into acne. Because I don't know. I just don't want to talk about it.
Say whatever the fuck everyone's. It's like we're at a bar.
The
You don't,
chick.
You know.
Okay, great. Because I interrupt at bars too. The chick. You talked about the CBS Viacom thing. The chick who runs that, Sherry Rudstone or whatever. The thing
Yeah, I don't
think
know about
she's
her.
so funny. I don't know a lot, but I was just reading about her today. Because she just like took over pretty recently, and her dad is like 97 and can only communicate with an iPad and still hasn't given up his like shares. Like he's crazy. Anyways, but she is one of these people who's so Jewish that she will not make phone calls during the Sabbath, yet she runs a huge media company. And in the article, they're like, yeah, it's pretty tricky to work with her sometimes. I'm like, wow, she really is like like puts the Jew in Hollywood. I mean, damn.
I kind of respect it. Let's have one day where you don't bother me.
No, it's
How
not
hard is
one
that?
day.
The Sabbath is 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, the Sabbath is 24 hours. It's Saturday for Jewish people.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
Sundown
like
to sunset,
okay.
Saturday
Then
to Sunday, I
I
think, or
misread it.
Friday to
I think it
Saturday.
was like a lot of the whatever,
the
like
high
the
holy
week
days and
thing.
stuff?
Is she taking a sabbatical?
I don't know, but I just thought it was interesting. Also, a lot of people like never took her seriously, and apparently she's just like making a lot of money moves. So I thought that was cool.
No, that's great. It's a big
She's
move.
interesting too because she's like a billionaire and she's got fucked up teeth. That's interesting.
That's a waste of $1 billion.
I
What are you
know.
saving it for?
That's the first thing you fix.
I don't
know,
get
right?
these billionaires who are ugly. That's the problem with it. That's why we need
Well,
to
you could
tax
be
them way more.
ugly, but
It
I
might
think
force
you
them to get some
fix
plastic surgery. You got to spend it then. You can't save it.
Well, if you're
Plastic
that-
surgery sometimes makes you worse looking. in
Well, they're
my
getting it
opinion.
better. They're getting better at certain things,
Yeah, but the thing is that's an addiction, so people could do too much and then it looks bad.
You've talked a lot about addiction today, I feel like.
I mean, have I?
Not really addiction specifically, but things that lead to bad habits. That's what you've hinted at. The Instagram thing leads to the habit of like
people
you
who-
judging your self-worth based on likes and all that. And
Well, I'm addicted to Instagram, and I think it's a bad thing that
I follow you
I'm
on
addicted
Instagram.
to
Do you
it.
mind if I check your Instagram?
Yeah, let's follow each other.
Let's see what you got here.
Oh, great.
I'm going to judge the hell out of you right in front of you.
Bring it
I'm
on. All
kidding.
right, I'm
I'm
going to bring
kidding.
up yours and judge you then.
Go ahead. I've
Let's
just
do
been
it.
posting videos lately that weren't doing
Yeah,
as
but you're like
well
a
as-
fucking dad. It's probably all kid stuff. That's
It's
cute.
not. It's not.
My Instagram is kind of just like a
Where-
photo
it's
album. It's not
one
very
hour-
strategic.
There we go.
It's not very strategic.
2
I
R's,
probably should
1
be.
T.
I can't even find you on Instagram. How do I?
Some nice pictures. You in front of the Armitage stop there doing the duck lips.
Yeah, that
Is
was
that your
an
dog? You got a dog?
embarrassing photo. The moment I uploaded that, I was like, "This is dumb. Why did I upload this photo?" I immediately regretted it.
You and some dog. That's a good looking dog. What kind of dog
That's
is
my
that?
dog.
What kind?
She's a rescue. I was told half border collie, half Chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
She's a very weird mix.
Oh, it looks smaller now. On the one angle, it looked like a bigger dog, and now I'm like, yeah, it's smaller.
Yeah, she's like
Is this
22
your sister?
pounds. What? Well, I don't know. Can you turn the phone
Oh,
around?
yeah.
Yeah, that's my sister. The next, those are both my sisters. We just went camping together recently.
Oh, very nice. You all look
Yeah.
pretty close in age, fairly.
Yeah.
Here's you at Bonnaroo wearing a
Yeah.
bra. You're just in
Yeah.
a bra.
Oh my God, I
Or
was
is it
so
a ta-
that's so conservative for Bonnaroo. It's
Really?
Usually pasties and a thong. Yeah, come on,
For
man.
real? Is that what people wear at
Yeah.
Bonnaroo? Have you been to Bonnaroo?
Yeah,
No.
and they
Pasties in a thong?
honestly, I think they give themselves
Okay.
yeast infections too because they have glitter all over their ass and like up their ass crack. And I'm like, there's no like proper shower
Yeah, I
in
was
here,
gonna
you
ask,
fucking freaks.
What is the shower situation?
gross.
You have
you're
to
with,
pay.
you're with
I
Alice
didn't
and
want to
Corinda.
pay.
I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
this other girl. Who's Cam Brew? Who's that?
that's
Camille.
Brad Rickards' girlfriend. She's a nurse. She's cool.
Oh, cool.
Um,
She's a nurse. She probably doesn't do acid.
yeah, she actually didn't, and she saved me when I was on acid because I got lost as fuck because we got there immediately, did acid, and it's huge.
America's Los Angeles.
And
you
there's
have a pretty,
hundreds of
you have a good
thousands of people.
Instagram. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. You have a good Instagram. It's pretty
Okay.
standard
Thanks.
for a lot of. What do you mean? Like standard bad? I thought standard was good.
I don't know. I just.
But does Instagram give you anxiety and like stress and all that shit?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
But I'm also, it's fun too. I have fun on it. I
Good,
laugh
if you
a
have
lot.
fun.
I love what middle class fancy makes me laugh a lot. And shit, Steve says I like following some meme accounts.
Some good memes.
Yeah, I don't know. Instagram. It's also like I used to be able to catch up scrolling. I feel like
Another one
I
of
can
you in a
never
bra.
catch
You
up
got a lot
now.
of bra pictures.
Okay.
I'm
what
not
is- what is
judging. I'm
this?
just saying.
That was
Is it
so
judging?
judgy the way
Was
you
it?
said that.
I didn't mean to. Is this you?
I don't know. Turn it
No,
around.
no. I'm sorry. You're not looking at what I'm such a dummy.
Yeah.
No, that's not you. That's because I read the caption. Go, me if I lost 20 pounds and got a
Yeah.
middle
Well,
part.
a bunch of people
Who
sent
is that though?
people sent me this photo and asked me if it was me, and that's why I
It
posted
kind of
that.
looks like you, yeah.
Yeah, it's a. And then I met a model in LA that I'm friends with now, and she's friends with that girl, and so she pointed out who it was. And I actually don't look like this
I
chick.
love the caption on that one. No
Yeah.
butt injections, no Photoshop.
Yeah. I think I was really having
No
a
plastic
going off.
surgery.
I was really going off that day because Instagram was making me depressed.
I didn't mean it to be judgy, by the way. I know it came as soon as I said it. I'm like, ooh,
It's
that
okay.
came off that way.
It's really funny.
I'm trying to be complimentary without being creepy. Sorry.
Oh.
Real quick, you don't
Okay.
get to fucking groan because I interrupted you, okay? I feel like I'm still trailing this game. Let's be honest.
I don't think you can be creepy because you don't give me creepy vibes.
I don't? That's
you
good. I
could
don't
literally
wanna-
say almost anything to me, and I don't think I'd be creeped
I don't think
out.
I've ever given creepy vibes. James, have I ever given creepy vibes?
No.
You're just
If
not a
anything, maybe
creepy
too
guy.
not over the top. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, you're too genuine.
Yeah.
No, you're
sometimes
not. No, you're not.
feel like
I've
I can
seen you be a
mean.
real fucking asshole.
Oh, no, well,
Actually,
no,
I got
that
you.
is genuine.
You
Yeah,
put a
that's-
bad taste in my mouth, and I also heard
Sure,
a
let's hear it.
story about you too.
Uh-oh. Stories.
Well, it's not even that big of a deal. I just think it was like kind of a dick thing to say, and it made me.
What'd I say? You could bring it up.
Well, I
Unless
used to
it's-
go to CYSK. I haven't
Oh,
in
yeah,
years
yeah,
for
yeah, I know
personal
this
reasons. You know why?
I don't know why, but
'Cause
I
I
know
used
We
this
don't have to
story.
talk about
yeah.
that anyway.
Anyways, I don't go to your show anymore, but when I did,
Oh, when I told all the comics in the back, don't fucking come here anymore?
yeah, and you were like, get out of my fucking way to go to the bathroom, this and that. And it's like, well, that's where I would stand. So I was like, okay,
I said all
sorry.
This, I said all this shit from the stage. That's the thing. The new comics don't fucking get that when you're on stage
Oh, yeah, it's a
and you're in the heat of
joke.
the moment. And yeah, I
Oh.
didn't mean anything. I made an apology the next day because you fucking do these days. It's funny because you were just saying you don't like soft people, and I feel like
I don't like soft people, but it didn't
I know it was a
seem
dick
like you
well.
were joking. It seemed like you
no,
were
I was
venting
annoyed.
and going
I was
off.
I was definitely venting and going off. But when you're up there and you're venting and going off, you have to heighten it. Otherwise, the audience is going to be like, "What the fuck?" And they already were. What the fuck? The audience.
Yeah, the
I'm
audience
famous
was
for
what
that.
the fuck. That's why I was
I'm,
like,
I'm not like famous for it, but like every, what do you think, James? Like twice a year, I'll have a set. Usually, it's a hosting set where I just basically tell the whole room I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
I go, you guys
But
suck.
that's
and
why
here's you
people
suck."
go, because it's fun when you do it.
I equated a lot of that to just being exhausted. I was tired as hell. That was when you were asking me. You were telling me eat later during the day. It was before I was even podcasting out of here, and I feel like you were probably talking with other people, going like,
Eat later
the
in
dude's
the day."
cracking." I was because
Yeah.
when you're exhausted, you make bad decisions.
Yeah.
I have a different life than every other comedian.
What's eat
like, you know,
later
you
in
know
the
my
day
life,
makes.
so you have more energy later.
Oh.
Because the late shows were killing me. I would do clubs, the 8 o'clock show. I'm killing it. The late show, I'm not doing as well. I'm not as sharp, all that stuff. When you're not as sharp and you're tired and you're going in
Oh
and
yeah,
out, right?
for sure. When I'm tired, I'm not as funny. I'm also not as funny if I'm like.
So
I
that
can't smoke
left a
weed
bad
before
taste in your
sets
mouth.
either.
That's the story of me yelling that. I get that though.
I mean, that was years ago too, and I was way younger.
It was March of 2018.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I know exactly when it was.
It was.
It was around March 2018. I know that because it was like a week.
I don't know.
A week later,
That already feels like so fucking long ago to me.
It does.
I've
doesn't
also
it?
changed a lot.
That's why I
since
feel like
then.
time is starting to go slower.
I used to get so upset so much easier than I do now, though. Things really just don't bother me very much anymore.
That's part of growing up.
Yeah, and I used to freak the fuck out, and I used to be really self-conscious and have like fucked up mental health and all this shit, and yeah, I don't know, dude. I've just like
What'd you change? Therapy? There you go.
I got a dog.
Yeah.
That made me really happy. I also just grew up. I don't know.
Dogs are the best, right? You have two.
I have
James
two.
has two.
They're the best.
I've got a
I
dog.
love
Yeah,
them.
my dog is so great.
My dog's a badass.
Well, it's also like I don't live by my family anymore, so my dog's kind of like my link to love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have great friends, but it's like everyone's busy doing their own thing. I need like something. It's like a daily thing
But
that
you have your own thing. You got comedy.
No, I know. I daily like someone to come home to, someone.
Oh,
I don't
gotcha.
have a. You guys are like in relationships. Like I don't have that. Like it's just it centers
So my
me
dog was needy as hell today,
and helps
though.
me.
Yeah.
I had the 2-year-old wanted more chocolate milk. Meanwhile, I'm feeding the 3-month-old a bottle. And then my dog is hitting the bells because if we put bells on the door when she wants to go outside, she'll pop the bells if she has to take a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, motherfucker, all of you guys, can you just take turns being needy? You know what I mean? The 3-month-old is the only one I can't really get mad at because he's like, I need my shit right now,
Actually
dude.
needs you.
The almost 2.5-year-old, it's like, dude, you can chill. So that's the difference with me and all these other comedians. I am up at 6 a.m. My Dylan, the youngest son, woke up at 6:15. My other son Matthew woke up at like 7:30. I'm up doing all that shit. Dylan's not on a sleep routine, so I can't really nap when Matthew takes great naps, so I couldn't nap anyway. I don't get my naps in anymore, so I'm doing all that. I've got a 12-hour shift raising 2 kids and in a boxer lab, which those are very like play with me type dogs.
Why don't you nap when your
And-
kids nap?
I normally do with before my second son was born. I would, but now that Dylan's not on a nap schedule, so Matthew will nap, but then Dylan's up, and then I'm trying to get Dylan. You know what I mean? It's hard to get them both in the same routine because
I just stick them on the fucking iPad or something and get some minutes.
No.
in moderation, that's not bad for you though. There's mixed reports on that though. James is thoroughly against giving
Yeah,
kids that stuff.
I always wanted to have kids, and I'm leaning more and more towards the maybe now. I'm not sure if I do.
I let
anymore.
him watch some stuff like for like if you like about an hour a day, it's not terrible for you.
My cousins.
It's no different than watching listening to the radio or watching TV.
My cousins' kids
So
are
whatever's new, people shit on. No, seriously, James, I didn't have to cut you off. I came across like this article that showed old articles. There was an article in the paper in like the 1930s going, if you let your kids sit in front of the radio, they're gonna have, and And then when television came out, there was the same thing. If you let your kids sit in front of
But
it's the same
this
thing.
is-
Dude, look up the science for this shit, dude.
is different.
Because the internet,
not.
you can lead to anything.
Yes.
My
You know what I do?
Cousin's
When my
kids are
son-
obsessed with slime. Is your son into slime, or is he too young for that?
He's a little
still?
too young for that stuff. He likes a lot of toys. He's really into.
Obsessed with
He's got this Batman house, and we play Batman house every day.
Nice.
But I don't have any villains, so I made Flash a villain, and I'd make some other people villains. But we
There's
play
reverse
this and
Flash.
stuff like that. Why not? Flash is
Just
a stupid.
buy a
He's got
fucking
run fast.
villain.
What a shitty fucking power. I know I got to get some villains, but
You should
anyway.
make Barbie a villain. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
kind of is.
Femme
I'd have to
fatale.
buy a Barbie though.
A rich white woman?
I
That's
grew
a
up.
villain
I grew
to
up with
me.
so many
There's some
Barbies.
middle class Barbies.
There's over 100 Barbies in the
There's a lot of
basement.
working class
my
Barbies when you
parents'
think about it.
Is there?
Between me and my sisters, we have well over
I
100
bet.
Barbies.
Three girls growing up in the 90s. I'm sure there's a shitload of Barbies in that house.
Obsessed. Yes, love.
But no, James, you know what you'll do? So when my son turned, I can't remember what age, maybe like closer to 2 or like 1.5. He got it where when I'd go to change his diaper, he couldn't, like he was always fighting you. He didn't want his diaper changed. Where it's like, dude, if you're moving around, you're gonna get shit everywhere. So
Yeah.
I downloaded the PBS Kids app on my phone, and he watches Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers.
All right.
You think that's really fucking him up?
No.
It's not. He's learning from those shows.
Do
you
you
don't
wanna
want to
have
give
kids?
your like.
Do you want to have kids?
dude,
More than anything.
You don't want to.
Really?
You don't want to be the parent that's like lets that
Wait.
babysit your kid.
I forget.
And here's the difference: when I take it away from my son, he doesn't go.
Wait.
That's the
Good.
difference. If they do
Wait.
that, then it's too much.
Good.
Is it I forget. Is this Sears girlfriend or wife?
I mean, we've been together.
They're
10
like
years.
common law.
It's common law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she
Which
want
they
to have
recognize in the
kids?
state of Illinois.
Okay, then what's going on?
Money.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
he's gotta
Got
save
it. Got
up
it.
Timing.
He's
Yeah.
being
We
smart.
gotta go on this cruise in January. I don't want to be pregnant.
Cruises are disgusting. Why are you going on a cruise?
The
We
Jericho
went last
cruise.
year. It was amazing.
What?
Very clean ship. Nice
Cruises
people.
are all fat people and old people.
Have you been on a cruise?
Yeah, in high school, I hated it.
Cool. That was high school. Things have changed. Shut the fuck up.
I won't go on cruises because I saw the movie Ghost Ship and I'm terrified. Of
I don't-
Oh, and
cruises.
everyone gets cut in half.
Yeah, that made. I'm
No!
serious.
I
That
don't like
scared the
cruises.
fuck out of me
I'd
for a long
rather
time.
just go to a destination.
Well, you
Yeah.
are going to a destination. But
Think
along
about how
the way,
great
you
your
get to get drunk
Instagram
and
would
hang
be if you went on a cruise.
out. Bro.
So many good pics.
Try. It also depends on what line you take. Norwegian, very clean.
Oh,
Very nice.
yeah, the
Great
Norwegians
food.
are very clean people.
Excellent staff. Also, the Norwegians. Yeah.
You never hear anything bad about Norwegians. You never hear anybody like, oh, this fucking Ouija over here, huh? What do they call Norwegian people like as a
They call
slur?
them that now. That's
Ouijies?
fucking
We
hilarious.
call them Ouijies. I like that.
I have a question.
You Viking piece of
what,
shit. I'm kidding. I love you, Norway.
Do you think you'll do comedy forever, no matter what?
Yeah, probably. I like
Yeah.
it. I love
Me
it.
too. Do you think so? You would just like maybe like slow down if things weren't going your way, or what do you think about that?
No, if things don't go my way, I want to speed up and do even more to,
Okay,
to
well,
make them go my way.
Really? So
You know what I did though? So when we came back, so the reason I moved back to Chicago, my son was born in L.A. The plan wasn't like when we planned to get. It was a very planned
did
pregnancy.
you like LA?
Yeah, I did. I did like L.A. I didn't like it nearly as much as Chicago, and there was parts of L.A. I couldn't stand. Don't get me
Right,
wrong.
but Chicago's home for you, so it's different.
It's very different. And I wanted my son. I grew up like a lot of my family, Northwest Side. Every Sunday I'd go to dinner at my grandma's house and play with a bunch of my cousins and stuff. So I kind of wanted to hopefully have that here once he starts getting cousins and stuff like that. So that was a big part of the reason I came back. And luckily, with the way the industry's shifting with podcasts and media and more stuff's being filmed in Chicago, like I got like 2018 was great for me. I did like 3 commercials and an episode in a TV show. And
That's
I wasn't really
awesome.
pursuing stuff like that in LA. So things were at a point where I'm like, okay, I can move back to Chicago and not be like regretting anything.
Yeah.
And we could always move back to LA. We almost moved to New York. We almost moved to New York 3 months before we
Wait,
moved
you
back
have
to Chicago.
you have an agent here?
Yeah.
That's cool. How did you do that?
It was someone who my friend Dana works for the agency, so that helped. But they were interested in me right before I moved, and then I'm like, oh, I'm moving. So then I was like, oh, okay, well,
Nice.
forget it. And then when they were like, you're coming back through this way. But they have agencies. They're nationwide too. But the one here specializes in stuff here. And so like it was a planned pregnancy, but it wasn't like planned where it's like, all right, we're gonna have the kid here and then fucking haul ass
What
back
neighborhood
home.
do you live in?
I lived in Hollywood for 2 years and then Burbank for like the last year and a half. I was there for like 3.5 years. Yeah, I was right in the middle of everything in Hollywood. Hollywood was nice. It was convenient because I was like 7 minutes from West Hollywood and then like 10 minutes from like Silver Lake and Echo Park and the hipster neighborhoods over there. And then Burbank was just great because we rented a 2-bedroom house. Megan Gailey was our roommate for like 9 months because we had that extra bedroom and she just moved to town. Fun. And it was fun, yeah. And then we'd have
She
barbecues
took
all
off.
the time. We had barbecues all the time. Yeah, no, she's killing it, man. She's great.
she is.
And I just love that yard. I throw like my big fenced-in picket fence. It was literally a picket fence. lived on the corner of Lake and Elm in Burbank. It sounded like main, like any town USA or whatever the hell you call that. And it was the barbecues were great. The weather was nice every fucking day. I walked my dog so much. I was like, I've probably gained 15 pounds since I moved back. 12 pounds maybe, 12 to 15 pounds. I was in better shape because you're outside. I played in a fast-pitch baseball league in Pasadena when I lived in L.A.
That's cool.
Did 3 seasons
What
of
was
that.
your
I
main
loved it.
place you did comedy at and hung out at?
Laugh Factory in the Improv.
Okay.
I hung out at the Comedy Store a lot, and I've done I did 2 main room shows and some belly room shows, but I couldn't crack that. It was hard.
Did you go to the Ice House?
Yeah, I did the Ice House a few times. Yeah, I like the Ice House. They
Yeah.
film your set, but with Ice House, not that they're listening.
Correct
but
'em.
Fucking Mike the audience.
Yes.
I was so pumped because I did a bunch of new stuff. It was a packed house on a Saturday night, and then they gave me the DVD. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. I'm going to put the clips up. This will be my clip for trying to submit to festivals.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it, and I'm like, there's 0 audience.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
don't.
this is
I feel like
why.
it's hard to trust clubs sometimes. That's why I still want to bring out my own camera sometimes.
You should. And what I have other comedian friends, what they'll do is they'll put their phone on and then just sync it. And it works good enough.
You
they
know,
say.
it is very cheap to hire people to do that shit for you nowadays.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, depending on the number. I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
cheap it is in LA though.
Yeah.
It's just a different
I mean,
market
I-
out there.
yeah.
You know
I'm
what
talking
I mean?
about here where it's very easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone, the videos on my YouTube channel were all shot by James Webb and his crew. Rodescu Hopkins, the one dude whose name I forget.
Nelly
I forget
Bob.
the- see, I didn't know
Billy
him
Bob?
before.
Nelly Bob.
Nelly Bob. Sorry, Nelly Bob, for forgetting your name. But I didn't know him before.
Does he like Nelly?
Thanks to the Patreon people, by the way, everyone. We got Patreon
Over and over
sub
again.
content, so
over
check that
and
out
over
too.
again.
What
you-
else did I want to talk to you about? Nothing
Are you into
specific.
conspiracy theories? Do you believe in conspiracy theories or not
Some
really?
of them I do. I don't think
Okay.
Kennedy acted alone.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
still
that's like
creeping
the
on your,
most common one. Come on, man.
I'm still creeping on your Instagram a little bit.
Well,
Dave,
but that's not even that interesting.
It was just open. It was open on my
Oh.
app. That's why I was looking at it still. I wasn't trying to be that guy.
Should we uncancel Alex
I was gonna
Jones?
post a photo that was like really sexy, and then my one friend was like, "No, don't do it," and then I didn't. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe
It's
I'll
tough for a
start
female
doing
comedian
more
'cause
of that in LA.
It's acceptable
I don't
in LA.
know.
No, it's totally acceptable
Exactly.
in
I'm
LA.
like, I bet those chicks are gonna wear off on me, and I'm gonna start doing that more. But we'll see. I don't know.
No, I know. I have a lot of LA comedian friends who are always posting really. What do you call them?
Thought
Whatever.
out.
I don't know all the terminology that you know.
Thirst
Thought it
traps.
up.
What does
and thirst
pog mean?
traps.
You were going to tell me what pog meant in the
Pog.
last episode. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? P-A-W-G?
Fat ass white girl.
And the P is...
PH.
Oh my god, I got the
PH.
best
Oh, so it's spelled
compliment
P-
of my life the other night, or one of them.
Well, I saw the butt pic already, so...
Oh yeah, well this gorgeous black woman came up to me after my set, and she was like, "Your butt looks like a black girl's butt, not a white girl's butt." And she's like, "I love your body, this and that." And I was so flattered. It just means more coming from a black woman. I'm sorry, it does.
I get that. There's
It really just
No,
does.
I
I'm
understand that.
sorry. Yeah, it was great. She was really pretty. That was very.
Black
that was
women
good
love my
ego
comedy.
boost.
I always kill for
It does.
for
It
black
also
women.
means more if it's coming from an attractive person. I'm sorry. It does.
Oh, and when attractive people compliment your looks, it does mean more.
Yeah.
For sure,
yeah,
of
come
course.
on, man. That's why I said that. I
If
don't
an
know.
ugly person comes up to you, like, oh, everyone looks good to you. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we've been mean to ugly people today. Ugly people out there,
I
we
have
love you.
fucked ugly people. Come on.
Yeah, you were saying earlier that the best sex you ever had was an ugly person or a good-looking person.
I don't know. That aren't looks subjective?
Yeah, but come
so
on.
to you,
To you, yeah.
I was very attracted to them,
Okay, well then they were
but
attractive.
I would say they are not traditionally attractive.
okay, so an ugly person.
But
Cool.
earlier you said you like tall, dark, and handsome, which is the most traditional
Yeah.
thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm also kind of into like
am the opposite of
Jewish-looking dudes.
Yeah, Larry David.
Yeah.
Well,
comes
like
full circle
Andy
back to LD.
Samberg is like I had a
Jewish
huge
looking.
crush on him growing up.
What do
What
you
about
think?
Woody Allen? What do you think of that guy?
Fuck
Wow,
no,
just-
gross.
just headbutt
I don't
the
like
microphone?
skinny little twerps. I want to feel small.
I love the word
That's why
twerp.
I don't like little.
Twerp is the best word.
Yeah,
It's great.
I want to feel small. I don't want
You
to.
are small. How tall are you?
5'3", but like some guys don't. Even if I don't know, like really, really skinny dudes, I'm not into it. If you're skinnier than me, I'm not into it. You can be skinnier than me, but like you still have to be like way more than me. Like I don't know,
Have you ever dated someone who weighed more than you? I found that hard to believe.
weighed more
Or
than
no,
me.
weighed less than you, I meant to say.
No, but I'm saying
Everyone should weigh more than you.
yeah, but I'm just I don't know. I don't have the best eating habits, and I don't want to feel like a pig when I'm eating with someone all the time. I don't know.
Yeah. But
Just
you work out though. I feel like you
sometimes
you
I go
look like
running.
you have a healthy lifestyle. You're running. Okay.
I go running. Yeah, it's actually it's more so for mental health purposes. It really releases endorphins.
It's good, right? I gotta get on some sort of exercise thing, man.
I hate gyms. I hate
the
gym
older one gets
culture.
better.
I can't do it. That's another reason I'm excited to. It's my first year not doing winter. My first year living outside the Midwest.
It's the best,
and
by the way. Fuck
I
winter.
do get really pent up during the winter, and I've never joined a gym because I hate gyms. And I don't like running in the cold and the ice, and so yeah, I'm excited to not have.
What about
winter.
Planet Fitness, where they're all like, "Hey,
No, gross.
Where they serve you
you
Tootsie
could
Rolls
literally
at the front
be
desk.
be gross
so
here."
running on a treadmill, I literally like want to kill myself.
boring. It's
I
too
hate
boring.
it. I can't do it. So
can't exercise.
I don't like gyms.
I always loved that episode. It was the first episode. It was the pilot episode of the show Eastbound and Down, and he's an
Oh,
ex-baseball
I want to
player.
check out his new
Great
show
show.
about religion.
I want to check that out too. I haven't seen
What's
it
it
yet.
called again? I don't know.
I
I love HBO. I
on
love
Eastbound
HBO.
and Down, he was getting a job at his old high school, and the principal's like, "Oh, you're not the only athlete around here. I'm training for a decathlon. You know anything about that?" And he goes like, "No, I play real sports. I'm not trying to be the best at fucking exercise." Such a perfect line.
Yeah.
Good old Danny McBride. But yeah, I needed. That's what I liked about LA. I'd play basketball for a while. On Saturdays, there's a big comedian game every Saturday. People play basketball.
I want to
and then
get in.
baseball, and then
I want to get
I gotta
in
lose.
on
James,
stuff.
you gotta help me, man. Fat shame me into losing 10 pounds. I gotta lose 10.
Why? You
No, you
look
need to- you
fine.
need to-
Shut
I'm at like
up.
191, 182. I should be. I don't feel
How
good.
tall
though.
are you?
6'1". I
You're
need to get
fine.
down to. I want to get
That's
down to
fine.
180.
Stop.
Maybe 7 pounds.
You're being
185.
annoying right now.
No, I'm not because
Yes,
I've
you
got a little bit
are.
of a belly right now.
You know what you
don't
need?
know,
Who
but I got a belly.
cares?
You
Who
need
I don't
cares?
feel good. I feel uncomfortable standing around.
Really?
I feel like uneven.
You need to bulk up. Is what you need to
I
do.
need to bulk up.
You need to
No,
start
because nobody wants to see a
lifting
jacked
weights.
comedian.
Who
Carrot Top?
cares?
Fuck Carrot Top, man.
No, not
Carrot
like
Top
that.
is
No,
weird
Chappelle's
looking.
jacked
That's
now.
steroids.
Chappelle's jacked.
Fucking
Rogan's
Chris
jacked.
D'Elia's jacked.
Chris D'Elia's not jacked.
He's
Is he
cut.
jacked? He's
He's
cut,
cut,
I
but he's not
guess.
Oh
jacked.
my God, you
Joe
guys,
Rogan's
I'm
jacked.
not-
you
I'm
guys
not-
are
it wouldn't take
such
much from me, man.
weirdos.
Bro, just fucking.
I'll do the curls for the girls, the tries for the guys. You know what I'm saying? What's up, dude? Huh? I just like that.
Wait,
phrase.
do you and your wife
Curls for
like
the girls,
have
tries for the
three-ways
guys.
with chicks or something?
No. Good
Oh.
God.
Is
you
your
don't know
wife
me at
bi?
all. No.
Do you wish she was?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I can tell. I got the vibes.
I just want one threesome just to cross off the bucket list.
I've
but
had a
she said
threesome.
no.
I've
You've
had.
had it?
I've
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Well, it was all
Ooh.
about me because we
the
were all
devils?
on drugs in San Diego, and the guy's dick didn't work, so it all becomes about the new girl. And then they both went down me. It was great. And then he's like, "You should go down my girlfriend." And I was like, "You should go down your girlfriend," which is code for I don't like eating pussy. And then I like got out of the tent. It was in a tent, urban camping. He was my Airbnb host's coke dealer and his coke dealer's girlfriend. And
Yeah, you're gonna love LA.
Yeah, I'm
I think
excited.
you're gonna fit in well.
Anyways, but yeah, and then I just let him go down. I was just like, I don't know. I didn't
That was
really
the one you did?
care.
Did you go over ground rules
I-
before you did the threesome?
I
though?
had a girl go down at me on I was doing a corporate event in Grand Rapids, Michigan for this company. And
I'm headlining Dr. Grin's Grand Rapids, so check me out in October 25th and 26th. Dr. Grin's in Grand Rapids. I got to plug my show sometimes. I rarely do on the podcast. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't remember. Oh,
No,
and
threesome. No, the girl went down to the corporate
the
event.
guy who runs the company, it was his girlfriend, and then she was like, she's like wanted to go down on me. I was like, sure, I don't really like want to go down on you. She's like, I don't care. I was like, okay,
How long ago was this? Was this before the Me Too stuff?
No.
Because I can
don't
imagine
know.
if you're running a
This
corporate event, you're not
was
hooking up with the
a
person
year
you
or two
hired.
ago. No, this was like this company's crazy. They all drink and fuck different people off. It's literally like one of those companies. Anyways, but then the guy came in. It was like this huge black guy, and then like I was like no, and I like immediately left. It made me so uncomfortable. I like feel
It made you sound racist just then a little bit.
no, because they like set me up.
Oh.
Like she was like luring me in for him
It's
to
like
fuck
Eyes
me.
Wide Shut type shit or something?
I haven't seen that movie.
I don't know. I've never seen that movie either. I just know there's a big sex scene. I've never seen Eyes Wide
It was
Shut.
manipulative,
It was a
and I
good
wasn't
try.
into it.
Oh, so
Also,
they,
I
so
am
they
a little
text-
bit racist. Everybody is.
So
Don't
they-
fucking
they-
do that shit with me.
I'm not. They text. Well, the Polish. Anyway, no. Okay. They.
I'm Polish.
Exactly.
I'm a
No,
bunch
okay.
of shit.
So they like texted this dude going, "Hey, she's ready for you." And then he came in, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Was it like out of a porno? Did he come in stroking his dick? That's always weird in porns when they walk in stroking their dick. It's like,
It was
what is that?
So the holiday party was at one of his apartments. The party was literally right outside. This was like a hallway in a bedroom.
Oh.
So he
See, I was thinking you were
coming
like
in.
at a
It was
corporate
like an
banquet
after
type
party. It was
situation.
an after party, and everyone was getting fucked up.
You just
yeah.
you just crack your neck as you were saying
I
that?
crack my neck like 50 times a day. It had nothing to do with what I was saying.
It just seemed cool to be like, it was a corporate event. Crack.
Oh yeah, no,
We're getting
definitely
fucked.
not.
Crack. All right, cool.
Um,
But when you do backtrack into that threesome, because you've had one threesome in your life.
well, yeah.
Okay, so the one threesome you had, was there ground rules?
It wasn't even a real threesome though, because I didn't do anything to him or her. It wasn't a real threesome.
It was like a twosome on you.
Yeah.
That's a threesome, Joe.
It's a threesome, but she didn't do anything.
There was 3 people.
You know what you were? You were the worst member of that team. That's
Yeah,
who you were.
I know, but I also didn't really care. I wasn't
They're
invested.
talking about you to this day. Remember
I
that
don't-
threesome with that selfish woman?
I
Remember
could
that?
give a fuck
Good
less.
Lord.
I could give a fuck less, dude.
I was like, I'm not hard yet. You want to help out? And she's like, you could eat your wife out, or whatever the woman was. Girlfriend, wife, I don't know.
Well, you know what? It's not my fault that he was on a ton of drugs and his dick didn't work. That's not my fault.
What drugs besides, you're a big drug guy, what besides
Molly
Viagra?
is so fun.
Is Molly good for your dick? Is there any drugs that help you?
Oh yeah.
There are drugs that, like ecstasy, I've heard people say, oh, you got
Molly
fucking
is great
ecstasy.
for your dick. Cocaine can go either way. Alcohol's terrible for your dick, obviously. Weed is doesn't do anything. I don't know.
I don't know, 'cause I don't have a
acid is
dick.
not good for your dick.
I think weed
I
is
love
bad
having
for your
sex high, dude.
weed's bad for sperm count. That's what weed's bad for.
Maybe.
That's what I've heard.
That sounds like anti-wrong
It does sound.
propaganda.
It sounds like
Yeah.
I don't
Reagan
believe
era
that.
80s.
Yeah,
like,
I don't believe it.
This
Sounds
is
like
your dick.
video
This is
games
your dick
make
on weed.
People kill
Actually,
other
I'm going to
people.
try and get into
This is
the
your dick
weed
on
industry
Jesus.
in LA.
This is your dick on weed.
There you go.
Tiny, but still a big hand. I made a whole hand. I don't know why I did that, but yeah. Some stuff.
I'm going
only
to try and
works.
get into weed sales. We'll see.
You're gonna work at one of those shops.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I like those shops. They
I
treat
did
you well
sales
there.
before I did comedy, so it's old on my resume, but
I used to
we'll
go to one
see.
on Melrose near La Brea. That was my pot shop. I can't remember the name of it though. Some of them have fun names. Some of them don't. They just have a green cross on the door.
yeah,
So,
Green Goddess is what I went to when I was there.
Oh, when I was in,
Venice.
I performed in Anchorage, Alaska. Shout out to Rudy Ascot, best dude around. And at Bare Bones Comedy, shout out to those dudes. And we went to a pot shop. Their pot shops were open pretty late. We went to one. It was called Dankridge. Like
Nice.
Anchorage, but
Yeah,
Dankridge.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
bought the shirt. I gotta wear that shirt more often. I can't remember where it was. This is from the Grand Rapids Comedy Festival. I did.
Seriously funny.
This is from Laugh
yeah,
Fest.
man.
Looks like
Merritt, it's been awesome talking to you.
Oh, we out of time.
We're basically we're kind of wrapping
How
it
long
up right
have
now.
we been talking? I have
Hour and a
no
half.
concept of time. Oh, wow, that went by really fast.
It did go by really fast.
Well, yeah.
And
great
I think we're
talking
leaving
to
on a
you.
high note too. So I really like.
Wow, what are you,
What?
like a fucking, everything has to be cheesy at the end? Just like you're pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I'm a dad after all. I gotta cheese it up a little
That's
bit.
cute.
I can't be super fucking cool all the time. You know what I mean? I gotta have one part
Yeah,
of me that
Joe's
sucks.
listeners, if you can follow me on Instagram, because apparently that matters. I'm told.
I was gonna say what do you want me to
Instagram.
plug? We could plug
Just
something
follow
else.
me on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram.
When is
Oh,
this
yeah.
coming out? I'm headlining the Drop Comedy Club this weekend.
It's
Oh,
live
you
right
are?
now.
Who are you going with?
South Bend. Matt Brown.
The actual podcast. Oh, Matt Brown, cool, nice.
I love
Yeah,
Matt Brown.
The actual podcast will be Wednesday. We're obviously live on Facebook right now. Shout out to everyone who's listening. We got any comments?
Hi.
Yeah. Who do we give shout outs to?
Chad McDaniel, as always.
Chad McDaniel's the man. He's our number one.
And Nolan being a cunt. He said 2 cunts that don't shut up.
Hey,
Oh, that's
hey,
pretty
Nolan. Last couple times I've come into your bar to call you a cunt, you weren't there. So do you even work? What are you doing, man?
No.
He might have saw you on surveillance.
He's
and
too
decided
busy
to
eating
look out.
food.
He's funny on Facebook. I think he's funny.
Did you go with Sexy Larry David for Halloween?
Yeah.
Nice.
The fucking wig sucked though. It kind of looked like Ben Franklin. I couldn't find a good
Are you wearing
wig.
men's underwear too?
Yeah, it was a guy I was
You
fucking
should
at the
have done
time,
no
and I kept
fly
those.
boxers. Because Larry David wears no fly.
You know, I wanted a cheap costume. I think that costume I only had to pay for the wig and the glasses. The blazers was David Freeberg. Shout out David. Thanks for that.
Nice. All right, this has been fun, Merritt. We really, it's gonna be hard to do notes. Like normally when I do a description, we talk about this,
Wait,
and this.
notes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like when you upload the podcast, you do a little description.
Oh, right.
Because we talked about a lot of shit. We bounced around.
We didn't even get into like Epstein.
I know you
or
wanted to get
anything.
into
yeah.
like.
It's
Well, we talked
okay.
about Epstein a little bit. I just feel like it's everyone's when people talk about when everyone talks about a certain thing, I kind of just go like, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's super fascinating. The whole thing's fucking crazy. The dude's got a sex
the
island.
thing I wanted to
the
say is,
pedophile.
don't you think it's weird how many people aren't interested in it, like at all, and
No,
they
the
like
media should
don't
be
even
following this.
care?
Yeah, that
don't
part's
know.
fucked up.
I just
But you
have a
can-
lot of friends who don't read the news, and it's frustrating.
You get it though, right? I never tweet about Trump because it's all I see on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh.
boring. It's so fucking boring.
Yeah, I
Epstein
don't-
story's
I
not
don't
boring. That's
tr-
crazy.
I don't tweet about Trump.
I didn't say you did.
You know he's trying to buy Greenland now. It's so crazy. He's nuts.
That's just misdirection.
He is hilarious though.
Some of his shit does make me laugh a
Dude,
little bit.
I died laughing. Did you see that bit where he's talking about straws?
No, is
Did
he
you see
complaining about
that?
paper
No.
straws or something?
No, it's just Google Donald Trump straws. He's talking to a journalist and he's like hamming it to the camera. He like does this and he's like wink. He's naturally
Fucking,
hilarious.
he's a game show host.
He's a terrible person, but he's very funny to
That's
me.
why I wanted Larry David as opposed to a fucking game show host. I thought Larry would have been a great president. I gotta get a hold of you, Larry. Larry's probably still younger than Trump and
do you
Sanders.
have
Who
a
knows?
favorite for the candidacy? I know you wanted to cut it off. This is the last thing I'll ask
No,
you.
it's fine.
Do you think Bernie and Warren should combine so that the vote isn't split?
Like combined now just to end
Powers.
the primaries.
Well, I don't know.
No, I like Andrew Yang.
Yeah, baby. Yang gang.
Yang
Secure
gang.
I
the
have to
bag.
listen
I
to
like-
his interview. I don't know that much about him, but
He's
I
very good.
my friend who I have trust his opinion told me he was good too. So.
Very few people I know who've actually listened to an unfiltered, like when him on Rogan,
Yeah.
or like him on like any podcast where he gets to go for like an hour and they actually give him time and
Yeah.
it's unfiltered.
Did you listen to Bernie on
He-
Rogan?
Yeah, I listened to a good half of it. I like Bernie. So
Yeah.
what I liked about that one was that was a good way for people who don't know Bernie to like Bernie. If you already
Yeah.
like my buddy Mike Bryant, I mentioned, he's like, oh, we already like and know Bernie, so there's no real reason to even listen to this.
See, I'll check
But it's
out
good, and all the
Andrew
comments
Yang.
are Andrew Yang,
Yang.
Sanders. I like.
I'm so
I like Warren.
racist. I'm like, yeah, I'll check out Andrew Wang. It's
Wang.
Yang. It's,
Wang Gang would be a
Sorry.
whole different thing.
that's what he should call his fans.
The Wang, well, he calls them Yang Gang, but yeah, Wang Gang
Oh,
would
he
be
does.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yang Wang Gang, baby.
But yeah, the Democrats, Bernie, Elizabeth Warren's cool, Yang, those three. I'm good
Marianne
with.
Williamson's hilarious. Don't vote for her, but
She
she's
into
so funny.
crystals and shit like that.
Yeah, she's like, if I won, I would start a department of peacefulness.
I've heard worse ideas. Yeah, no, she's a trip, man.
Dude, read quotes she would do in the 90s and stuff. She's
Oh yeah,
my
she's
God.
been like around.
Have you read the article, like her funniest tweets? There's some of them are so
I'll look
funny.
'em up.
I
You
do-
gotta look that up eventually.
I do of all the debates though. I'd want to see Trump versus Biden in debates
No.
because I think Biden would tell him
no,
to go fuck himself.
Biden. No. Don't vote for Biden.
I didn't say I was
no,
gonna vote for Biden, but I'm saying that
sucks.
those two debating each other would be hilarious.
I mean, a couple.
No, because
of, a couple
Biden is
of
the guy who would
kid
get into bar
touchers would
fights,
be
where
cool to
Trump's the
see
guy
fight.
that's like, I'm going to call my dad.
I think a
That's
lot of the
those
Democratic
personalities.
candidates would tell Trump to go fuck himself.
No, they wouldn't.
Bernie called him an idiot.
Bernie might
pretty
because
cool.
Bernie would try to be like, look, I'm still Brooklyn, but Elizabeth Warren's not telling him to go fuck
Well, yeah,
himself.
not her.
She would also get destroyed in a debate with Trump.
I'd
think?
worry
Dude,
about her
he
in a debate
fucking
with
goes
him.
after her all the time. He has the best lines on her. That fucking Pocahontas.
The first
shit.
time he called her Pocahontas, I did laugh.
That's
that was funny.
hilarious.
It was very funny, yeah.
That's
It just came out of
objectively
nowhere.
I was
funny.
obsessed with Pocahontas.
He
Like
just
that.
came out
Yeah,
of nowhere.
He has great nicknames. He's very funny. All the comics. This is another reason I don't get along with the very liberal people. They're like, it's not funny. How do you think this is funny? This is serious. He's ruining. I'm like, no, he is funny. I don't care what you fucking say. Yes, he's a bad person and he shouldn't be president. He's funny, and some of the stuff he
That's a
says
fair
is funny.
viewpoint.
Okay?
That's a fair viewpoint
and
to have,
also,
though.
humor is subjective, and just because you're offended and I'm not doesn't mean your opinion's more important than mine. Because I don't get offended easily. So what? Like, we just have different opinions. You can go fuck yourself, as far as I'm concerned.
This great person commented on one of my posts when I posted a clip of me and Marty talking about. Remember when Marty was on the podcast and he talked about how people were coming up to him after a show and trying to give him like advice on something.
Yeah.
And I talked about how someone came up to me after a show saying, "Hey, what do you do when someone's offended by one of your jokes?" I'm just like, "All right, here we go. What's the joke?" And I had a joke at the time about like gay men, but it wasn't like a negative. The
Right.
whole thing was like trying to be like we're all the same.
Yeah.
Because gay men are very aggressive with the way they flirt, the way
The
a lot
way
of straight
you
men
guys
are.
were talking tonight was so gay. So yeah, you are all the same.
Right, we are.
You're
Pretty
fucking
gay.
talking
And-
about getting cut in the gym and bro and your delts and whatever you were talking
I
about.
didn't say delts, but you made me think maybe I should work on my delts.
You should, dude.
actually. You're right. You
They're
got
not looking right.
Yeah.
I told I have good shoulders, man. That's
See,
what I'm
you guys
saying.
get so in your
You
heads.
gotta
You're
get
like
those traps up.
women. Gosh.
Man, I gotta do like all right.
Gee, golly.
Do some shrugs, baby.
yeah, so
those traps going.
Marty made a funny line about it because the woman said, I'm with 2 of my gay friends, and one of them really did not like the joke. And I go, oh, what did the other one think? And she said the other one loved it. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'm 50-50. I'll take that ratio. Why not? They have to get. You're telling me one gay guy loved it, one gay didn't. So it doesn't sound like an offensive joke to me or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Marty said, well, wouldn't it be funny if the other gay guy was blowing the other one or something? I don't know. He made a fucking joke. The joke, yeah, me and you both laughed as he said it anyway. But as I made the post, a woman, her name's Julie. She's listening to the podcast because she's commented on some of my YouTube videos, and she got great taste in comedy. Julia Reed, I can't remember right now. I feel like a dick for fucking that up. But she quoted Ricky Gervais saying that just because you're offended does not mean that's not a position. Being offended is not like.
But a lot of people think it is.
Yeah, it's not.
They
I mean,
do.
A lot of
It's
people are
so-
fucking retarded.
And there's a lot of theater kids who all have each other's backs, and they're all like a lot of the theater kids get offended easily. I noticed, and they all have each other's backs, and some of them are funny, but a lot of them suck, and like I don't know. I just
worry about whenever I see like individuality like fleeting in a weird way where everything's so mob mentality on both sides right now. Obviously, look, the fucking people, the
conservatives,
right-wing
I get, though,
terrorism
because
is bad. Those Antifa people, I don't know the whole story behind a lot of them, but the videos they look fucking real shitty in a lot of those videos. You know what I mean?
they do.
So, I just think there's just better ways to fight this shit. I'm all for protests.
Here's the thing. I hate. Okay, so obviously I hate really racist people, but I'm like, okay, they're like mentally ill and they believe white people are better, or they're like Bible people and they believe this is gonna get to them heaven. Whatever. Really Republican people. The thing about but like they're bad people. Also, they're really selfish with money. They're just like upfront, like kind of like. This is how I feel. The thing about really liberal people is a lot of times they're being fake and they're fucking hypocrites and they pretend, and it's like you're on a fucking iPhone too, and this person tried to kill themselves and got caught by a net. Like like I just hate how it's more fake.
Those neoliberals, like a lot of the Hillary Clinton type people, they are just as big of corporate pieces of shit than anyone you'll find on the right. Like if you're a Republican and your whole thing is I just want lower taxes, but you're cool on like social issues, I'm fine with you. I could party with you. Let's have a lot. I still maintain those friendships. But if you're one of those Republicans that's like, gay people cause hurricanes, and fuck off. Just get the
well.
get
Those people
lost,
are just
you know what
so
I mean?
stupid. No one takes them seriously.
Yeah, but the internet makes them find strength in numbers. They find each other, and then that's how they start to. But we have to remind ourselves,
Yeah,
James,
but the
and we
blue
should end on
check
this
mark
note.
people are typically the super liberal people, and they tend to have
Those
more power
right-wing people got
online.
those check marks too. There are some of those people.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
Those
I just
talking
don't
heads.
see them as much because I'm in such a bubble.
Yeah.
Where most of the shit I'm seeing is the liberal side.
I was about to pour some more Jameson, but forget it. I have to drive home. But I'll end it on this. We have to remind ourselves that Twitter's the worst of all of them, I really feel like now. It used to be Facebook was by far the worst, but I feel like Facebook, if you fuck with the algorithms, my Facebook is nothing but dog fucking videos, so it's great. I don't even mind it anymore. I've learned to just bounce away. What's fun to do on Facebook sometimes is I'll make a post and never respond to anyone's comments.
Yeah.
Just because I know that drives me
I should
nuts.
start doing that.
I just leave it in the air.
Yeah, I should start doing that.
It's like when you vape, you blow that smoke and then it's there. It's in the air. You don't have to fucking worry about it, right? Once it's out of your mouth. Twitter, only like 81% of Americans aren't on Twitter. It's like 19 to 20% of people who are on Twitter. And I read something like
it's
over
bad.
50% of the posts come from 10% of people who are on Twitter. So like the top 10% make up like almost 70. It's some crazy number where like when people go like, oh, do you see the new thing trending? I'm like, it's not trending. It's 7 dipshits with a hashtag.
The reason
it's not
I
fucking
love
trending.
Twitter is one reason.
That fucking reminds me of the thing I'm pissed off about. Can we end on this? You'll like this.
Twitter's great for after TV shows. Memes make me laugh.
Oh,
Game of
no.
Thrones, all that shit. That's
No,
so funny.
that's where it's good.
That's what I would
Twitter
like.
is
Twitter
good for like current events,
TV
real-time
shows,
shit.
TV people posting about their TV shows.
No, real-time shit it's good for. I like it for like sports if I'm worried about a guy getting traded or something. Or if you got a band you like that's like announcing a pop-up concert. Yes, real-time shit like that. It's great. Where they're James, I know you're exhausted, but we're ending this.
Okay, we're ending. Yes.
There's an Instagram account. I'm sure I would do this. The whiskey's making me do this. So,
Ooh,
you know
I
my joke about like
deep
catcalling.
Yeah.
thoughts.
This Instagram account, which was nice because they got a nice following, posted. It's on Instagram, so I didn't get like 59 seconds of the clip.
Yeah.
Posted it, and I shared the same post. And the actual video, the full 4-minute joke on YouTube has a 100% like ratio. Meaning it's got 75 thumbs up, 0 thumbs down, and like 800, 900 views or something.
Hell yeah.
Which is fucking great, right? Not one person saw it and thought, fuck this joke. They all liked it.
I'm gonna go to give it a thumbs down.
Go
now.
for it. This one person on Instagram.
Vomit.
This one person on Instagram commented that she thought it was like toxic masculinity and predatory and all this kind of shit.
What?
And I just wrote like it's a joke because I say in the joke I go I've never catcalled a woman.
You should have said it's a joke, cunt.
Yeah, right.
That's what I would have done.
I should have. Well, here's the punchline. That this is the punchline of the joke. The joke only features one punchline because it's shortened for Instagram. I go I've never catcalled a woman. I never ever would catcall a woman, but I'll drive around the block to get a better look at you. You know,
Yeah.
like
That's flattering.
Yeah, and so her whole thing was like, you know, scared women would be if they noticed a guy was circling and looking at them. I'm like, I go, first of all, I didn't actually do it. It's a
I
fucking
didn't even
joke.
think of that.
Well, I mean, for her to go there, and then I kind of was trying to be like cool about it, but then I was curious about her, so I went to her Instagram page. She's young, and she's like probably like 20 years old. From her Instagram page, she's got some illness because a lot of every other picture's her in the hospital. So I'm like, I'm not going to get into it with her. She's got her stuff going on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a dick, you know.
Definitely.
So I just kind of went away with it. But I clicked on her Instagram, her profile on accident as I got away, and it went to story. She screenshot it and said, "Hey, everyone, tell this guy he's a piece of shit, basically. Why don't you go tell this guy what you think of him?" And
Did
then
people reach out to you?
yeah, people started commenting on some
Oh.
other video. I got a bunch of like not a bunch, and then they commented on that video. It got maybe 5 comments total. And every person
Who
I clicked on
cares?
was friends with her.
Hey,
and
remember
none
what you
of the,
said
let
at the
me
beginning?
quick. Yeah, I don't give a shit. You're right. But let me just get this sentence out. They all were friends with her, so they came from her. All the negative comments were from the one source.
Yeah.
She doesn't follow the page. She must have found it from Instagram hashtags.
Yeah.
And none of the people follow that page. The page deleted my video.
You know what's good about that? More exposure for you, baby.
If
No,
you're
you
not
didn't
peeping-
hear me.
If
They deleted the video, James. I said that as you were working up the line about the exposure.
Oh shit.
They deleted it because of the 6 negative comments from 6 different people. They were all directly back to the one person.
Yeah, but your name's out there more now, though.
why would Instagram deleted the video?
No, the people who run the fucking account did. I'm going to bring it up to them.
Oh, right.
I'm a little
I
annoyed about
understand
that, to be honest
now.
with you.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to bring that up on the podcast.
That's
but
like
I
Comedy
just thought of it. It
Central
was
taking
annoying
that
me.
thing down.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
what it felt like.
pussy
It felt
losers.
I feel like if you find it funny and you're going to be like, listen to this, everybody.
Also, that was like the
Stand by it.
tamest bit.
Stand by your clip. It was very fucking
You're the
tame.
new Dina Hashem, Joe.
I'll show it to you when we get off the air. Anyway, I wish I got the
Hey, if
fucking
you're not
love she's
making
getting
them
right now.
upset, you're not doing it right.
I feel like that. That's what I was saying earlier,
Just
right?
back to the beginning. Yeah.
There we go. Full
Full
circle. That's how you
circle.
Larry David a script. Good job. Everyone, Merrit Landsteiner, everybody. I said your last
Thanks.
name right.
Yes.
I do want to say Lannister, though, because of fucking Game of Thrones.
I
Anyhow.
fucked my brother. I get it.
Well, if your brother looked as good as the Kingslayer, I wouldn't blame you.
Oh my God! Right?
Right?
Ugh.
That's a handsome man. Yeah. Yeah, he's tan. He's a tan guy. Anyhow, because I was going about the tall, dark, and handsome
He's-
thing that you got.
yeah.
All right, everyone. That's been Kilgallon's Pub. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Great. That was fun. Thank you.
like yawning over the last.
Up all day.
So I did.
All right.